God, finally.
We are here. We are. I forgot.
Present.
Yep, we are alive. We are living the dream,
Mm.
being live on the internet.
So welcome, everyone.
To us, any and everyone who is coming to this now, coming to this late.
Yep.
The fun never ends here. Uh,
This
s-
is Super Gamecast 2
as you can,
live.
yes, as you can see by the three different logos on your screen. Um, so this handsome gentleman below me is Mr. Aaron Reynolds.
Hi. How
Uh,
are you?
and I am Bronson Fiore.
Yes.
And what we do every week is we come and we sit here and we talk about video games.
Video games and whatever else is going on. You know,
A lot of
sometimes
the,
other stuff happens.
a lot of the time, chicken.
Okay, that is a recent development. I'm hoping to put at least a temporary stop to because
I think we only have one more for the foreseeable future.
I think you were on the money when you said I think they've been like catching me saying QF or KFC, whether it be typing or through speaking, and then like the technology has just been tracking you and sending KFC stories your way.
Yeah,
I think that's what's going on.
I mean, the thing is, though, is like there's only going to be so many of those that are like actually worth talking about,
Well, that's true, exactly.
and then I think I've hit the last one. So,
Okay. Well,
um,
let's jump into it.
let's
First story for live Super
for
Gamecast 2 is a real banger.
yeah. So in the Japans,
Uh-huh.
in the far off land of Japan,
Yes.
there is now going to be an all-you-can-eat KFC buffet in Tokyo.
Okay. What's in this buffet?
Okay, so,
It better at least have variety.
okay, so there's obviously a lot of fried chicken.
Yep.
The restaurant. So this apparently is not the first one of these for Japanese customers of the chain. The restaurant has rolled out seasonal all-you-can-eat buffets over the years.
Okay.
What is the season for all-you-can-eat chicken?
I want to know the variations. Yeah, how do you switch up KFC for the seasons?
Yeah, like what is your like? We're putting candy canes in it now.
We put red and green sprinkles on our chicken legs for winter.
For spring, we put cherry blossoms in the bucket.
Like what even is it?
Oh my god.
So, okay. So
So,
what does it say?
alright, so hold on, I'm scrolling
Yeah,
down
yeah, yeah.
here. So the seasonal concept. So there is going to be exclusive original food items.
Okay.
Such as it looks like ramen and like soup.
Yeah. All right.
It's not
KFC
just
ramen.
all right. So there's 50 different food items daily.
Whoa.
There's pasta dishes, fries, curries, soups, salads, and desserts as well.
Okay.
Different types of biscuits.
All right.
A special fried chicken soup curry is one of the restaurant's exclusive offerings. You can enjoy the soup curry as a side or as a dip for your fried chicken.
Yeah.
Additionally, customers can take a break from fried chicken and try the restaurant's rotisserie chicken and pan-baked potato casserole.
Just say take a break from chicken and have a rotisserie chicken.
The fried chicken.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah,
Sorry.
you gotta move from your fried chicken
Gotta
to
have that
rotisserie
variety.
chicken. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Oh Lord.
At least I got other stuff. I wonder what KFC ramen's like. It's just a
God.
chicken flavor, isn't it?
So, lunch and dinner, all you can eat, is available for 80-minute periods with free all-you-can-drink soft drinks.
80 minutes, huh?
But if you're in the mood to pair chicken with booze, there's also an all-you-can-drink alcohol option for an extra 1,250 yen.
Ooh.
It's surprisingly affordable. It's
Yeah.
available from 11 to 5 for roughly $18 and change American.
This seems dangerous.
This goes back to my theory. KFC is just out to murder the world. That's what this is. KFC is out to murder the world.
Because okay, so the first one was in China. The first news story we did.
and then we had Singapore.
So and then China was
The
it
Final
was
Fantasy
the
thing.
Final Fantasy 14. Like you need to get like a group of friends together to finish this meal, and if you finish it, one of you gets a black chocobo.
Just one, so you have to do this 4 times.
Yeah, you have to be like it's like a weekly thing. All right, for this week we're getting it for the healer. We're getting one for the tank next week. Um,
Just the concept of you
the
having
concept
to.
is great. I love it.
I
I
love
think
the
that's a good idea.
idea of you having to bring your real Final Fantasy friends into into KFC and then having to do an MMO party to attack this massive meal. It's fucking brilliant.
It's a good idea.
It's just, dear lord, that amount of food.
And that's a lot of food and a lot of KFC. And I'm
Yeah,
just not.
which is, we've had that discussion.
That's the weirdest thing about the fact that we're doing the third KFC news story is neither of us eat KFC.
Or like it all that much.
It's fine, whatever.
Mac and cheese is pretty good. I'll
yeah,
give it that. Oh,
their mashed potatoes and gravy's good.
just their actual chicken. I would rather go to any other chicken place.
We talked about Chick-fil-A. We talked about
Popeyes, Cane's,
Popeyes. Yeah. But and then so then the second
Bojangles.
one, Bojangles.
Yeah.
The second one was what was that? Singapore,
Yeah, Singapore. That was the.
and that was chicken skins.
Yeah, eating
Just chicken
fried
skins.
fucking chicken skin, you animals. And then
It was a cheap option.
and then we had the KFC donuts thing. That was coming out of the US.
Yeah, the donuts thing, which McDonald's was unveiling donuts, and McDonald's is more varied in their food choices, whereas KFC it's like donuts paired with chicken.
Yep. Use the donuts as the buns on your chicken sandwich, Aaron.
No,
Do it.
Nuh-uh. No,
Do it, you swine.
Uh, So this is the latest of what since we've been monitoring this situation.
It goes back to my theory that they're just out to kill everyone as fast as possible.
They're just rolling it out little by little.
They're just like, here, we will kill you because, let me tell you, fried chicken is awful for you.
Right.
It is like one of the worst things you could eat for your heart, for your body. It's great for your soul if it's good.
Did you didn't say alcoholic drinks, did you?
No, I did.
You did.
For an extra 1,250 yen, so like $11, you get all you can drink booze.
KFC is giving you booze.
Japan. I mean, that might just be a Japan thing.
Well, it probably is a Japan thing, but still, it's like.
Also, because they have to go after the kids too.
Can't leave anyone behind.
Elementary school students can dine here for only 980 yen during lunch hours.
Yep.
And junior high and up have to pay the adult rate. So,
checking out school IDs.
So after 5 p.m., that's their dinner menu, which is heftier. It's 2,500 yen. To note that lunch and dinner are available to customers younger than elementary school age for 480 yen, and children under 3 free.
Shouldn't be bringing them in. That's a dangerous environment.
Yeah, I would never take a child to KFC, fucking ever. Like, no. I will make you fried chicken at home before I would take you KFC. It's not that
KFC. Yeah, I don't know. It's not bad. It's just
awful for you.
It's bad for you, and that's like all you can choose.
Yeah.
There is chicken, basically.
Like I'll take kids out to like a Chick-fil-A or a Popeyes first, but even then it's awful for you.
Yeah. I liked that first story in China because it was just very gimmicky and targeted towards a gaming crowd, a gaming mindset.
Yeah,
okay, all
right.
Right.
This is just
I can apply MMO logic to attacking this meal.
Yeah, so there you go, kids. There you go.
All right. KFC, stop it for a while.
Yeah, I think this will be the last one for a while, unless
Wait
the next one has to be real nuts for me to care.
it.
The next one has to be like, holy shit, what is happening? So yeah.
Terrible.
So, last week we went over the Valve Index,
Yes.
which both had us like contemplating, like, how can I get a VR headset?
Right.
Um, well, apparently we are not the only ones who thought that.
I'm not surprised.
The Valve Index has sold out in the U.S. and Canada.
Yep.
On Road to VR reports that as of November 27th, most of the index pages in the U.S. and Canada listed as back in stock soon. The 3 packages in total: the headset, the controller, the only index that's available is still the full set at $1,000.
Okay.
Which that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, especially it makes sense. The one that's the the one that you just mainly need, being the controllers and the headset, like for $750. That makes total sense. That's entirely sold out.
Yeah.
That checks out 100%. So yeah. Once again, I was having a discussion about this over Friendsgiving, that this game really does need to be it needs to be the Mario 64 of VR. Like, that's what it needs to be.
Yeah. They tried to make the Mario 64 VR with games like Astro Boy. Was it called Astro Boy?
Astrobot.
Astrobot. And then they had a couple games that were like that. But in the Mario 64 spirit, it needs to prove that you can make a full-on traditional video game within the VR format, and
not on rails, not
yep.
on like not just very specific genre games, because like fighting games were working well enough, and racing games and like platformers on rails like Crash Bandicoot were like fine.
Yeah.
But it was more like any experience that tried to go outside of that, as of any experience like VR that goes outside of that,
Yep.
kind of sucks.
Like, one of the coolest things about VR is in theory is that you'd be able to wander around within an open world and do whatever. And there's some issues regarding people getting sick while playing it. There's an issue dealing with how comfortable is the headset. There are issues with VR that need to be addressed, and I wonder how people, with an increased number of people taking in the Valve Index combined with Half-Life, I wonder how what happens here.
Well, first, it's on Half-Life to make a balls out amazing game. Like,
yes.
That's the that is
before
the
VR stuff is even addressed.
Yeah, before we even go over the fact that VR is super expensive, and VR, causes some people motion sickness, and causes some, and just this, that, and the other. First, before anything else, they need to make an amazing game. Now, the one thing that they do have in favor, Half-Life is mostly linear.
Yes.
So that's something they do have in their favor, of like, okay, yes, there's environments you can walk around, but at least it's not like, GTA or something, and
right.
That's a big thing in their favor, of course, but it's still like, all right, how do you make a 15-hour game that is engaging with these controls, and do you just move Half-Life straight over, but with VR? But that doesn't look like that's the case, because, you look at the gameplay footage, this very limited trailer I've had on loop here for the audience.
Right.
First comment from my girlfriend, by the way. It looks like it's warm in your house if you're still in a t-shirt. It's because that space heater.
Pumping. Yeah, exactly.
Got that close the door to my bedroom and throw up the space heater, and there you go. That's the secret. So...
I wonder what ideas they have, because what I've been seeing here is you got the guns and stuff, but then you're also reaching for ammo among items on shelves and things like that. I wonder what various ways they think of including, VR controls into the experience.
Right, because movement's going to be. They've said movement can be the teleport thing, it can be the analog stick thing, or it can be the point and click thing. Which, I mean, I'm going to go with the analog stick.
I'm going to at least try it.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, because I find the other ones to be far, far more, like, disjointed and weird.
Well, sure. I'm just saying, like, if I have problems with it for whatever reason.
Oh, yeah.
I'm glad that they include the option to do it another way.
Right. I'm glad they give us all the VR movement options. I think that's a good start.
Yep.
But, like, one thing from the early in the trailer here that's really cool is, like, moving a bucket out of the way to see what's past a shelf. Like,
yep.
that little small thing is kind of indicative of the whole what VR can add, right? Like that extra sense of immersion. Because now, if a game did that, it'd just be like, okay, it's the animation of the game.
It's funny because I remember when I think it was Red Faction Guerrilla came out, we started talking about like, look at these individual items falling when you like start shooting at a building, you start knocking stuff down, but like you weren't thinking of moving these individual items out of the way to peer through a shelf to see what was going on the other side, and that seems like something that VR can really take advantage of.
Well, it's just like in Metal Gear Solid 2, like one thing that people just fucking marveled over is like in the cruise ship, you could shoot in every individual bottle in the bar, and and liquid would come out of them individually. Like that was a weird tech demo-y thing that happened way back in the day.
But now we're starting to see some real good application of it beyond just being a more immersive feature.
Right, it's actually like has practical application now.
Yep, you can move move stuff out of the way. You can move stuff into the way, I imagine, right?
I mean, yeah, like I imagine that you could just like throw down a thing and get in cover, right? Like that has to be a feature, I imagine.
Manually knock over a bookshelf and you've created a chest high wall.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
There you go. There's a lot you could do.
Yeah, there's which begs the question, how much of this world is static versus how much is stuff you can interact with.
Yeah.
Like, can you just pick up scissors and use as an item?
That would be interesting.
Like, can you...
How much damage do they give just any blunt object that you pick up and throw at people?
Yeah, like there's...
Compared to a bullet.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff here that's...
A lot to ask.
To unpack. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so...
Anyway, people are going in on it.
Yeah, like I'm waiting to see how good it is, because like the fact that the minimum purchase for a good VR headset is $400.
Yep.
Nicole says, "Hey, moving blocks is crucial in some games."
Absolutely.
Yeah, true.
Yes.
Tetris.
Right. It'll just be interesting to see it in a VR setting.
Yeah, like go ahead.
Yeah, I just we've seen similar things in VR games in recent years, but they've all been by smaller studios making smaller games, basically tech demos in some cases.
Well, almost exclusively, right? Like that's one of the things. It's like almost exclusively
moving books.
Moving books. Yeah, it was my bad. But yeah, like even then, that's typically I just like pull something out of a shelf. Oh,
well, sure.
Or like, Skyrim, you'll find a book you can read, or WoW, you can find a book you can read.
Yeah, I could use a game example, because like I can't think of anything like what I've been seeing from Half-Life Alyx of, reaching out and moving items on a bookshelf to look through or grab stuff.
No, everything was like move this bucket out of the way to peer through, or like move some stuff out of the way to grab bullets behind the thing. And yeah, it's interesting that someone is finally committing. Like, someone is finally going, here we are making this big ass full on VR game.
Of course it would be Valve. The
Yeah,
people who have
well,
their own VR headset, and they have all the money in the world to make this happen.
right, and they also, even before they had their own VR headset, they were very invested in the Vive.
Yep.
And I remember that one CES you and I went to, they were even talking about VR back then,
Yep.
6 years ago. So, that's excuse me. That's its own. So yeah, they've been apparently the way Valve. For those of you who don't know, the way Valve works internally is they're not like most companies.
Mm-hmm.
They basically like you get hired there and like you basically talk to people about a project you want to do, and then you get a group of people together to see if you can get a group of people together to see if they want to work on it and make it happen.
Right.
And like there's no hard deadlines in most cases. There's no they have these desks that like break apart and move and stuff, and then they go, okay, well we want to go work on Dota 2, and they go and a bunch of people go break their desk together and go make Dota 2.
Yeah.
Or like in this case, apparently enough people got together and were like, all right, we want to make a Half-Life VR game.
That seems like it would have been a main project kind of thing.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that whoever wanted to do this, like, half the office was like, I want to work on that.
But there were people that were like coming together to work on Artifact.
Yeah.
That but just imagine, a bunch of desks being rolled around in a giant studio space and coming together, and then there's like three different like distinct groups, and they're all working on an individual game. That's kind of what's going on.
They're not like a traditional studio like a Naughty Dog where like it's okay, you are the animator that we hired here, animate the new Uncharted.
They have this one project. Sometimes they're big enough and they're working on like two different projects, or they're helping out with someone else's main project. But it's very much from the head. Here's the game we want to make. Here's what we need to do, and it just kind of goes to the rest of the team like that.
So yeah,
we'll see. I'm certainly interested. I'm not going to have the money to handle VR for right now, but there seems to be people buying in.
Yeah, like it's an expense I can't commit to until I know it's good.
Yep.
Like, and I know there's other VR games I've tried that I like, and they're interesting experiences, but they're not a minimum of $400 expense.
It's never been enough to sell me on a VR headset. The super hot in a way kind of is what I would want from my VR experience.
Honestly, the closest thing that ever get me to buying any VR headset was this past weekend's Black Friday deal for a PSVR.
Okay.
Where it was $200 and 5 VR games, all of which were pretty good VR games.
Okay.
And I already own a PlayStation Move controller, so there we go. We're done there.
Right.
So, but like that's such a like that VR got to that price for these kind of games, then great.
That's the thing. Also, is that it's a PlayStation. It's a PlayStation VR headset that I don't think you can use on the PC. Can you?
You cannot use it on the PC, and I'm going to be honest. Even on the PS4 Pro, man, does it look rough in comparison.
Yeah.
Like in comparison, it looks really rough.
I just don't trust, at least right now, I don't trust VR linked only to a console.
Well, yeah, because it's on the console manufacturer to entirely support it.
Right. And, VR technology is going to be continuously improving. It's really in that stage right now where they're still trying to figure it out. So, like right now, like as they're working on, PS5 and Xbox 2, is it going to be enough to support VR for the next 5 to 10 years?
I mean, consoles do have the they do have the optimization.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, which that's a big thing because if you took a PC that had the same specs as a PS4, that shit'll never run like a Vive or an Oculus. But due to optimization. Even though it doesn't look super great, it's still there. Like it's still
Sure,
yeah
it can be done.
yeah
I just I don't know. There's something that just doesn't make me feel good about it just yet. I would feel more certain, more comfortable with just getting something that works with a PC.
yeah
Uh,
absolutely. Especially because that's shown that like it can do room scale and it's shown it can do like less limited experiences.
right.
Not to say there
Yep.
isn't cool shit on PSVR.
Of course not.
Tetris Effective Bomb. Resident Evil 7, even though it looks garbo, is still a very immersive experience. Dear Lord, that storm is coming down.
A
So yeah,
lot of good lighting.
thank God, right? So
So, uh, all right. Yeah. Index. Sold out now. That'll come back out later.
I'm sure, yeah, especially because I'm guessing a lot of people also bought it as like a Christmas gift after the
Yep.
Half Life announcement.
Yep.
Because
So,
I know people. If I had an extra grand, I'd be like, "Hey, here, check this out."
sure.
So yeah, that's a thing. Next piece of news isn't that big, other than Namco trolling their own audience.
Okay.
So hey, Broly has been. So Broly is the last fighter in the Dragon Ball FighterZ Season 2.
All right.
He has been known since the very beginning that he was going
Sure.
to be the last fighter. And it's been a good 2 months almost since we got Gogeta. In fact, it's been over 2 months at this point. And they showed the Broly trailer like 2 weeks ago. And people have just been asking where Broly.
Uh-huh.
And the answer keeps being soon.
Yep.
And then earlier this week, Namco goes out and puts up a tweet like random capitalization with Broly grabbing his face saying "Where Broly?"
I have seen that. Yes.
And yeah, I retweeted it because I thought it was hilarious.
That's great.
Oh, the Dragon Ball FighterZ PR team is the best.
They seem to be doing well.
They are hilarious. Like when Base Goku came out, when
Mm.
Base Goku came out, they did the car salesman meme, where it's like slaps the roof of it. It's Dragon Ball FighterZ. This bad boy can fit so many Gokus.
Yeah.
Yeah, they showed off some of the dramatic finish, a little more of Broly's moves. Yeah, so he looks like a really good character. It's nice to get another Bruiser in. He'll be $5 or part of the season pass.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're actually including a remix of the song from the movie, even. So
Nice. Yes.
yeah, good on ya. Very available December 5th. So I believe available this Thursday.
Okay. Good.
So that means season 2 was or is Jiren,
Mm-hmm.
Videl,
Mm-hmm.
Dragon Ball GT Kid Goku,
Sure.
Janemba,
Okay.
Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta,
Yep.
and the Broly from Dragon Ball Super.
Phew.
And they are already teasing season 3.
All right.
Which, at this point, Roshi or bust.
How we do not have Roshi in there
Just
is beyond me at
there's
this point.
so many good options for Master Roshi. Like, so many.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's a small one. The next one is the Nintendo Switch has had a Mario Kart 8 bundle for Black Friday.
Okay.
It's $300.
Okay.
So the only real discount is you get a game with it instead of nothing now.
Right.
But there's been a little bit of drama.
Okay.
So at most retailers, the Switch that is bundled with it is the old Switch. With the launch Switch, not the updated battery Switch.
Yeah.
So for those of you who don't know, in August, Nintendo updated the Switch and changed the box out to where it has a lower voltage processor, same specs, just burns less power, meaning that it gets better battery life by like a good 2 to 3 hours. But you're like, crap, how are we going to sell all these old Switches? Well, the answer is apparently bundle it in these Black Friday bundles.
I understand if you still have some old Switches that you need to get rid of, but
Yep.
you know, I'm still holding on to my launch Switch.
Well, yeah, same. This was not enough of an upgrade to be like, you know.
It was cool. I just wasn't gonna put the effort in.
Yeah, like
I have it plugged in most of the time.
yeah, like and even when I travel, like I don't mind carrying a battery bank all that much. Like
I'm already doing that for other stuff.
That's not. I'm at the point where I really don't have to anymore, other than the Switch.
Really?
Because like my phone, the iPhone batteries have gotten good enough to where unless I use that shit all day long, every day, like constantly, then it'll last me for the day.
Okay.
So and then same thing with my tablet. So the only portable device that really has this issue is
Switch.
Is the Switch. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I guess the Switch and I know that if I ever invest in Bluetooth headphones, that will be an issue with those as well.
Sure.
So, because I'll forget to charge them, but like once again, battery bank not an issue.
Yeah.
Um,
yeah. So it would have been cool if they had the newer Switch with Mario Kart 8.
Well, it's the fact that like they're not they're just putting it in the same box. Like,
yeah, that's bad.
Telling anyone about it that like, oh hey, this is the one with half the battery life, basically.
Yeah, that's probably not good. You should probably let them know.
That's kind of a shitty thing to do. I'm like, especially because like if you didn't know about this news story, but you like had a certain expectation of Switch battery life.
Yeah,
yeah, that's kind of shit. Also, they had a bunch of surprisingly, Nintendo normally doesn't put games on sale, but they actually did have a lot of games on sale for Black Friday.
I was looking for news earlier today, and all I could find was Black Friday stuff.
Yeah, well, a lot of good deals. Did you end up buying anything for Black Friday? Any games?
No.
Hey, Lexi is in the chat. My friend Lexi.
Yeah.
With a bunch of thumb men from Spy Kids. And is that a waffle compass?
Okay, I was just saying a compass. That looks like a Dragon Radar almost.
Almost.
Hmm.
Alright, well, anyway. Thank you, Lexi, for the support. Love you. You're a wonderful person.
So...
it's a waffle compass. I was right.
Oh, who thinks of this? Anyway.
People like me, apparently. So yeah, it's really shitty that like if you're obviously a kid isn't gonna notice or care, but if you're
someone who cares about this stuff and you're looking for a Switch deal, you want to have clarification.
Yeah, but also if you just receive it as a gift though. Like, I know several people who, like, would just get this as a gift, and then if the person buying it doesn't know,
right,
then they're just like, oh, well, especially if it's for someone who travels a lot.
Yeah.
That kind of suck. Like, that's not a whole lot of people, but it's enough to be, like...
It's enough to be an issue.
Yeah, and I'm sure that at certain retailers, GameStop, Best Buy, they were probably letting people know.
Yep.
I know people who are at GameStop who are definitely letting people know, so... yeah. So, due to a lack of news stories...
Yes.
We have 2 more segments for today, and then it's the normal what we've been playing.
Yeah.
And then the awesome Polygon. So, we're going to be doing this ourselves. So we're only doing our personal favorites, and we're only doing 10.
Yeah. I'm not doing this madness.
We could probably do 50, but we're only going to do 10.
Okay.
Polygon, their staff went together and made the top 100 games of the decade. And they are wrong.
Because they ranked them, right?
Yeah, they ranked them. They just
Ugh.
didn't say here are the 100 best games. They ranked them.
That
Like,
sounds easier than ranking them. Ugh.
yeah, well, yeah, picking the 100 best games of the decade's easy.
Yeah.
That's not hard. Like okay, Mario Odyssey, Florence, Bayonetta 2, Ultra Street Fighter 4, Skyrim, Red Dead,
I
Red
mean, you
Dead
could just
2.
list off games, and then it's
Yeah,
just a matter of knocking them down.
yeah. It's
Uh,
a matter of
to
ordering this
yeah,
shit.
ordering is something else. So okay, so they ordered it.
Yeah, they did in fact order it.
Ooh.
Which, dear lord, they fucked this up in my mind. Like,
Okay.
I'm sorry. Like, some of these rankings are like, what the hell?
Sure. I mean,
Um,
we ran into some messed up ones in the last list that we did that we
yes.
looked through.
So, for criteria, we gave ourselves a lot of latitude. Most importantly, this list represents the games that Polygon's team members have enjoyed playing the most and still admire.
Yep.
Most of these games either significantly advanced the art and craft of game design in the past 10 years or innovated in a specific context of their genre. Some of them represent wider shifts in gaming culture in the last decade, including esports, games as a service, representation, streaming, and the rise of indies. We want to represent that how games have forged an ever more intimate relationship between their player and the experienced. Here we go.
Okay.
Alright, let's get started on this shit. Alright, number 100, Virginia.
What?
Virginia.
I don't know what that game is.
It's an indie game where it's a story about two women detectives who are searching for a teenage boy.
Okay.
It's a short walking simulator detective game. Uh,
Okay.
it's it's a game that the GamerGate crowd went bananas over it because they're idiots and they're like, oh, forcing political content into video games. It has a black lady in it, has a protagonist.
And so all of a sudden has amplified
Yep,
uh, the support for that game.
yep.
Yeah,
Just
how it
because
goes.
that'll make the people who like it double down harder.
Yep.
So
Well done, everyone.
yep. Everyone in this circle sucks.
But apparently the game's good.
Yeah, no, I've heard positive things about that. I never got around to it, but I heard positive things.
Do you happen to remember what year that was?
It was in the past 2 or 3 years. I know for
Okay.
sure. Life is Strange.
Sure.
I get why it's on the list, but I think this game kind of sucks.
I think for, again, when you're looking back at the criteria that Polygon had set, Life is Strange, I could see if you had like a Life is Strange game in this top 100 of the decade, I get it.
I'm just saying that, like, okay, fine, but Telltale does everything these do better. Like, that's the problem. Is like it's not so much that okay, this game is entirely crap on its own. It's the fact that it does something that is primarily done via via Telltale and done way better. So
I never played them, so I'm not able to really comment on the quality of the games themselves. I just know I see Life is Strange pop up,
I like that
whether it be an
Captain's.
art or something.
I like that Captain Spirit thing they put out for free last year, the year before that.
Yeah,
Slay the Spire, okay.
yeah.
Fire Emblem Three Houses, okay.
Oh wow, all right, sure.
Yeah, apparently most people consider it to be the best Fire Emblem in a while. So,
Wow, okay.
Super Mario Maker, this shit needs to be way higher. Like, what the hell are they thinking? Okay, sure.
I want to see what comes up after this.
95 Cuphead.
Wow, all right.
Game
Yeah,
is rage inducing, but it's good.
it was a big deal, especially when it came to art.
Yeah. 94 What Remains of Edith Finch.
I don't know that one very well. I've heard the name.
It's a really good game and a really good story. I actually feel this is rightly where it should be, because it is essentially just a walking simulator, but it tells a just goddamn excellent story.
Okay.
I think it was free on Plus a while ago.
Oh, sure.
I'm not sure if you download your monthly Plus games, but
I forget.
I always do it just because I'm paying for the service.
Yeah,
So
no, it's a good
I am
idea.
making damn sure that I get them into my library at least. Like if I am paying you this $60 a year or $45 a year,
No,
I
yeah,
am
it's a
making
good
sure I
idea.
get mine.
I'm playing Death Stranding. I'm getting other people's generators in my world. It's worth it enough for that.
Okay. No,
Lexi says, I don't know any of these games. Yeah, I'm kind of.
yeah, outside of Mario Maker and Fire Emblem, I don't like any of these games so far all that much. I don't know what Device 6 is. Total
I've
War
heard that name,
Total War
but
3 Kingdoms is fine. Okay,
sure.
finally, a game that I genuinely do love.
Okay.
It only took to number 91 on the list.
You don't generally love Mario Maker?
I love Mario Maker, but it is a game that, like, I think that game requires you to have at least one friend who is into it with you,
Sure.
so you can like swap stuff back and forth, which is
That's
great
true.
because I do have those friends that do that. But it's still like that's a hurdle for that game that I think is hard for a lot of people. Which is why when Game of the Year awards came around, and I was a big proponent for it that year, and was like, this should be one of, if not the Game of the Year, a lot of the
Hmm.
audience was just like, what the hell are you talking about? You know?
Oh, Mario Maker. If Mario
Uh,
Maker had come out when I started streaming stuff, I would have totally been streaming Mario Maker.
I streamed it for a good 2 week period, and it was Mario Maker was a fantastic stream game. Because
Okay.
like people, because we had Thomas sending us levels, we had John sending us levels. We had people in the chat saying like, "Hey, this is what you should check out."
That's
Uh,
cool.
yeah, it was a neat experience. So number 91.
Yes.
Hey, we voted this as a game of the year at one point during our career.
Ooh.
The Walking Dead.
Oh yeah, that wasn't this decade, was it?
That was 2012, homie.
Okay.
Yeah, feel old. Feel
That
the
is
age flow through you.
It's a couple eras ago, but
That's 3 websites ago.
there was an early 2010s, a mid 2010s, and a late 2010s. So like going back that far for me is just
Yeah, it was 2012. That game was, I feel, one of the early games that told you game writing was going to get a lot better.
yeah.
Uh,
Uh, not to say that there was any, that there was nothing but bad writing before, but
no, no, absolutely not. But this was like the first game I remember playing, being like, this feels like TV show or novel level of writing in a way that not many games did.
right, and it did, it was a good avenue for like a Life is Strange
Yeah.
kind of thing to start, coming out and getting an audience, and you could have, family and friends sit and watch you play, um, and it wasn't a pain. It was entertaining because it was basically like a TV show.
Yeah, and then you also had, and then with that, you also had the fact that like you had the choice thing, which I mean, I know it's like it's been dissected today, and it's not what it once was, but how great at that time was, it was a meme. So and so will remember that.
Yep.
Yeah. And then like the end of that first season was just beautiful. Just
Yeah, I don't remember how like second season on that series went, but that first season as a
like
whole.
yeah was great, and I think that the other seasons were a lot of them were good. As someone who played all of them except for the last one,
Hmm.
but like the none of them recaptured the magic, I should say.
Right.
Number 90, Resident Evil 7.
Yeah. That was a big deal because, after five, specifically with six, it was like, because you came off the high of four from the last decade.
And then 5 was generally good, but disliked by
Five was good.
others.
It was yeah. It was not. It was at least certainly not as well received as Resident Evil 4. Which how could it be in a lot of respects?
Right, like they, well, but to be fair, they also doubled down on action.
Yes,
They were like, "Oh man, we made a hard action turn. Let's go further into that turn."
because maybe
And
that's what people liked.
yeah, and like instead of making a atmospheric horror action game, they made an action arcade game with zombies in it.
Yep.
And it was a fun one. I got 50% of the trophies in it and replayed it a couple times with my friend Sean.
Sure.
But it also was very much like not what I feel horror fans want,
And then 6 came out.
which was a giant piece of shit.
I saw an article recently defending Resident Evil 6.
Yeah. It's like I met, and I've there's a conversation on Twitter about that actually that I was involved with, which was they posted that article, and I'm like, it's I they said Resident Evil 6 isn't that bad, and I responded, no, it really is,
It's
because
a hell of a conversation.
I reviewed that game. First off, most of the enemies in that game you can just run past.
Okay, great.
Like, at least in the early section of it, you can just dart past them. Two, it's stupid easy. Like, you can play it like a really bad shooter. Everything is too dark. It looks bad for a game of the year. Like, seriously, go look at that game and then sit it next to, like, Halo 4 or Journey, or, even for the games of its time, it looks like shit.
Right.
Having Resident Evil 7 come in and be this, you know, awesome,
Visually stunning, atmospheric.
return to form,
Yeah.
and only get linked to the other Resident Evil bullshit in the very end. I was so mad when that happened, too. I was so fucking mad. I was just like,
It had to happen, didn't it?
no, they could have just said, here, it's in the same world, but here's this weird horror offshoot thing where we're now focusing on this. No, at the very end, they're like, oh, it's connected to all this other Zambambo bullshit, and here, you get to meet Chris Redfield in the last cutscene.
Yeah. No, man.
Because let's just fuck up the past 12 hours of great gameplay and immersion we put you through.
I haven't played all the way to the end, but I don't know. That doesn't sound so bad to me when you just say it like that.
It pissed me off so much.
Are you not a fan of Chris Redfield?
I'm not a fan of them linking this, what is essentially a reboot, to their mountainous trash fire of bullshit.
Are you a fan of Resident Evil?
I'm a fan of certain games in the franchise.
Okay, but you're not into the lore.
No, I think a lot of the lore is fucking stupid.
Yeah, well,
and bad.
You see those FMV cutscenes in the first one? It's real good.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Jill, the master of unlocking.
Yeah.
God.
It's combining yellow herbs and red herbs. I don't know.
I was always more of a Silent Hill guy myself.
That's fair.
But that franchise is as dead as you can get. That franchise did not deserve the death the slow death march it got. Because let's see, this is what happened here. They put out 1, 2, 3, and I'll even give them credit for all great ass games, amazing games. 2 and 3 in particular.
Mm-hmm.
Then they put out a bunch of garbage.
Mm-hmm.
And then they put out the Switch, or not the Switch, the Wii version, which was pretty good. We're stepping in the right direction. Use the little
Shattered Memories is what it was called.
Use the speaker and the Wiimote well, did some cool shit. And then they made more garbage. And then they're like, oh man, we're gonna remake the second and third one, but in HD. But they didn't have any of the original files. So they had to redo all the voice acting, but they couldn't get the original voice actors and didn't want to pay them. And The port was done rushed and poor, so it looks like garbage. So it looks like, even though it's in 720p, it looks worse than the 480p, image you get out of your PS2 in a lot of cases, and it's
Hmm.
buggy as hell.
Yeah.
So that happens. It's like, all right, cool. Can you kill the franchise now, please? Can you please put it out of its misery? Oh no, you're not gonna. Okay, but then you get PT,
PT.
and you're like, oh man, that was incredible. Kojima, Silent Hill.
Yeah.
Oh, bah, bah, bah,
Mm.
and you get this. Yeah, you get this giant fuck up. Where Kojima's off doing his own thing, makes Death Stranding, and Konami makes Silent Hill pachinko machines.
Yep. That's where we're at now.
That's where we're at, people.
But anyway, all that to say, Resident Evil 7, I think, is deserved on this
Yeah.
list.
Middle Earth, Shadow of Mordor,
Sure.
totally. Yeah. Right place in the high 80s, 90s. Monster Hunter World, I honestly thought this was going to be a little higher.
Right?
This is the game that made it so Monster Hunter was accessible to the common man.
Yep.
Uh,
Big deal.
87, Control.
Okay.
I have not.
Um,
I just haven't played enough to be able to be like, yeah, yes or no.
it's the same here. I've been meaning to get back into it. It seems interesting, but I like the writing so far, but I haven't run into anything that's made it, that set itself apart from any other game just yet. So, we'll see. We'll try to play some more of it later.
Yeah. Numbers 86. They have to be trolling with this.
Okay.
Kim Kardashian Hollywood.
Read it.
Okay. I'll read what the article says.
I want to read the reasoning here.
This decade of mobile games was unapologetically tailored towards young women. Before Choice of Stories, you played before the Arcana, before Mystic Messenger, before all these other successful mobile games for girls, there was Kim Kardashian Hollywood. While not a visual novel like other specified titles, Kim Kardashian Hollywood was perhaps the biggest indication that a mobile game for girls could be successful. Naysayers scoffed at the idea of a Kim Kardashian game. But within 5 days of its 2014 launch, it already made $1.6 million. It's delicious, campy fun. The player moves to Los Angeles and greeted by Kim K, who takes them under the wing as they rise in fame. It's the drama of celebrities, the allure of playing dress up, the glamour of Hollywood. More importantly, it's paved the way for a whole genre of games that didn't exist for easy consumption before the decade.
That last bit is interesting, and I don't know enough about that to say what.
But doesn't make it a good game. God damn it!
I know, but again, they're rating it based on impact. Also, like what their influence is on that industry, and if that is the case, that's the one argument I can see.
I guess, maybe at number 100,
2/3 of that paragraph was, well, it was successful, and I was like, that's not a good metric.
At only 1/6 of this is this is why it's fun or good.
Can't be fun. Okay, you get to do celebrity stuff. Okay. But that last little bit where it said that they opened up, I would have to look more into that because I've just not been aware. But I'm also not a young woman, I guess. So
we are not the audience for this game. For sure.
So
number 85, FTL, Faster Than Light.
Sure.
Oregon Trail in space.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That was a fun time.
Great game. 84, Flappy Bird.
It had to be in here. It had to be.
Oh, yeah. It has to be because of the fucking craze that it started.
It's the simplest goddamn thing.
Wynn pulled Flappy Bird from mobile stores saying they thought people were spending too much time on the game. Players navigate a bird past a series of pipes.
That's all it was.
Style Mario Bros. What?
That's all it was. There wasn't
Yeah.
even like any like you didn't like level up. There was no other mechanic that you ran
At
into. There were no different enemies you ran into.
at its peak, it was selling for it was making him $50,000 a day.
Ugh.
And not only that, but I mean, dear Lord, do you remember when that game got pulled from the App Store? People were buying phones on it for like thousands of dollars.
Like what?
Like if you like people were selling their account.
There is something it tapped into uh something psychological in just like how when you tapped it, it just happened to jump at the right amount of time, and it just moved and felt good, I guess, to a point where that was all you needed, and it hit all the right buttons in that simple setup.
And it was on a phone. And it was on a
And it
phone.
was on a phone.
It was
You could have it anywhere.
and it was cheap. Yeah, you
Yep.
could, yeah. The only phone game this decade that I really got into, which I'm sure it'll be later on this list, were Hearthstone and then Game Dev Story.
Oh, sure, game dev story.
Um, number
I don't
83.
know. Yeah, we'll see more.
Yeah, number 83. Papers, Please.
Yes.
Yeah, no, that game tells a fucked up, really great story.
Yep. And
Like
a
that
good simple
game,
setup.
like you are playing a border patrol agent. Like that is it is this like it's like okay, I could let this guy through, but if I do, I'm gonna get punished and my family's gonna starve this week.
Yep.
Or like yeah,
That's a
yeah.
hell of a game.
It's like, do I want to help this innocent person looking for a better life, or fuck them, I'm gonna get mine.
Yeah.
I wonder if you can play that game just entirely as fuck them, I'm gonna get mine, and what happens. Because I've never done it that way.
Someone has to have done that.
Yeah, like
You probably get to keep your job and
yeah.
everything just goes on, right? I don't
Yeah.
know.
Papers, Please, fuck them, I'm gonna get mine edition.
Jesus. All right.
Alright, so, number 82, XCOM 2, War of the Chosen.
Two, huh?
Yeah, I thought one was way better and way less buggy.
And had much more of an impact than two.
Yeah, that's weird. I mean, two's a great
That's weird.
game, but like it had to get like 6 months of patches to become that.
Right.
Um, number 81, Oxenfree.
I don't know this one.
I barely know about this game. I hear it's a pretty good like horror game.
Okay.
I like their other game they made, After Party.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, like I like that quite a bit.
Yeah.
But number 80, Tiger Woods PGA Tour 13.
What? Why?
I don't like I let's see what it says. I remember not only for its polished second year of the Augusta National, but also the inclusion of an LPGA tour in career mode. Women golfers
Okay.
could be created in career mode for years before. This is just Polygon being Polygon.
Like, I appreciate the inclusion in a big title, but also that big title is Tiger Woods PGA Tour 13, which I just feel like the PGA Tour games have not been making as much of an impact this decade as it did last decade.
Well, not only that, but also PGA Tour 13 also created a plausible scenario in which women could play the Masters, which is not a men's PGA Tour event and does invite the winners of the three World Amateur Tournaments, none of which are gender restricted. Years before, most people were talking about inclusion, and in a genre where the subject is rarely brought up, PGA 13 was doing it as a matter of fact, as a value-added feature. And I'm like, that's the one reason that's on here?
Right. Like
Really?
if you're going based on like impact and innovation and direction and all that, like I could see this being in your hundreds and nineties, but in terms of a quality game.
Like, it's a fucking golf game. Are you serious?
I appreciate that change from Tiger Woods PGA
Yeah,
Tour.
that's
That's a great change. But
that's a great feature, but like the 100 best games of the decade. These are the 100 best games from the past 10 fucking years. And this is what you throw. This is just Polygon being Polygon.
oh yeah.
Polygon, for those of you who don't know, has has a reputation for being very hyper progressive, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. If if that's what you believe, that's what you believe. But this is a symptom of that. I feel, um, you know, it's a good feature though. I'll give them that.
That's the thing. That's what makes it hard. Is that it is a good thing that is a good change. But if you're considering like the overall product and its impact on other games and the games industry and the community, to be placed above like Mario Maker and Resident Evil 7 and certain things like that. I don't know.
All right, number 79, Animal Crossing New Leaf.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played that game every single day on my commute. Every single day on my commute. No questions asked. Just boom, boom, boom.
Yep.
Next up was the Stanley Parable.
Sure.
Yeah, that's a fitting one for sure. 77, I've never even heard of this. Goragoa.
I feel like I've heard that name.
It's a bunch of hand-drawn, it's a hand-drawn world of intriguing puzzles in which odd certainties about point-and-click adventures are undone by stark originality.
Huh.
I can't really comment on it, so...
Yeah, unfortunately. Sounds interesting.
Number 76, Gravity Rush 2.
I didn't play it.
Good game, but once again, really?
Like, did Gravity Rush 1 even, like, have anything impactful?
It was cool. Like, the gravity mechanic for combat and movement was really neat. But, like, above Walking Dead, above Monster Hunter World, above Mario Maker. Okay.
Yeah.
Number 75, Beat Saber.
For, needing to make some VR games. That was a decent.
It was a good VR game. Two Dots. I don't know what this is.
Oh, that's the next game?
Yeah, Two Dots.
Never heard of it.
Yep, okay, I'm just going to go forward. Number 73, Mario Kart 8.
It's such a good Mario Kart.
The best Mario Kart, in my opinion.
It might be the best Mario Kart.
Yeah, okay. And I think it's in a good spot. Like, I love Mario Kart, but I also, acknowledge that, it's Mario Kart.
It's also Mario Kart at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So.
Number 72, Mass Effect 2.
Probably
deserves to be higher.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
That was the whole, you have to expand into each character's backstory to make sure they survive at the end.
Yeah, not gonna lie, this, I feel like this deserves to be a little higher.
Yeah.
Alright, well, alright, so, but yeah, that one in particular had a real good story. Real good story. Pretty much everyone on the cast was likable in some way, shape, or form. Especially because you got to know their backstories.
Yeah.
Exactly. 71, Warframe.
Sure.
Yeah, that game blew up into a cultural landmark.
When it first came out, it seemed, I don't know, kind of weird to me, but it just kept growing and getting better, and now it's a huge thing.
Yeah.
So.
70, Diablo 3.
Is it deserved?
I think it's deserved to be in the top 100. I'm not sure if this high.
Okay.
I think after its first expansion though, that's when it really popped off and would deserve this level of spot.
Okay.
So if they would have put in Reaper of Souls, maybe, but I guess they just wanted to specify the game as a whole.
Yeah.
69, The Witness. Does The Witness deserve this spot?
Tell me. Hallowed spot.
Tell me if The Witness is worth the 69.
I don't. I don't think so. I think it's a cool game. Uh, I think it deserves to be in the top 100 just
Okay.
because it's different. Um, but I don't think it. I think it should probably be. It dares, but it also. I don't know. It could be lower. I just feel like
Just
in terms
feel
of impact, you know.
right. No, no, I feel you. Like absolutely.
I don't know.
Um, no, man. Like that's. Yeah. Like I don't know. I didn't like his first game. I didn't like this game.
Braid.
Yeah. Like these are not meant for me. It seems.
Yeah,
Um, Number 68, Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain.
that's a hell of a game.
I think that game is top 25 of the decade. Like it's still it's super impressive.
Just the open world stuff, the
Hold
visuals.
on, we got a comment.
I know,
Lexi says, "What a waste of 69."
right?
I know.
What is this?
I feel like they should have used like put Leisure Suit Larry there. There you go.
Let's not. Let's not say we did. They should have put Mass Effect 2 there.
Yeah, buddy.
There you go.
Fucking
All that
alien
alien
sex.
sex making it on the news.
Yeah, just I remember that news story when it happened. Like for the first game and the second, just like this video game allows you to fuck aliens.
That's happened before. It's gonna happen after.
When do you think was the first time in in the Mass Effect universe where like interspecies like banging happened?
Within like first few weeks of first contact.
First few weeks,
When they found out that they're like humanoid and we can talk to each other and stuff, like yeah,
like first
definitely. It happened in a closet somewhere. It wasn't like a well-known relationship, but
someone was just like, I'm gonna go fuck this rock lizard.
probably between like diplomats,
Yeah,
ambassadors.
like we need to do this for science.
I mean, you know, they're interviewing each other. Imagine like yeah, like two people like interviewing at a desk. Like, so how do you reproduce? 'Cause this is how we reproduce. Like, oh, that's very similar. Oh, really? And yeah,
Do you want to try it?
don their lab coats. Yes, let's do this.
What species do you think it was? Human and what? Probably a
Oh
sorry,
God, if we're
right?
talking about like, I don't know. I don't know the Mass Effect lore.
Well, first contact was the Turians. By the way,
That would have been a tough one.
Lexi says alien sex, and then it
Yep.
looks like a male O face.
Yep. Good stuff.
Quality.
You
But
know, you would hope for Turian's an interesting one.
yeah, because like I said, that is the aforementioned rock lizard.
Right.
So,
It's possible.
oh,
I think it's likely.
someone was just like, I'm gonna go fuck that rock lizard with the bird
Look,
feet.
man, when you meet Garrus, you get to know Garrus, you think, yeah,
You think,
this guy's
yeah,
all right.
I could go bang that rock lizard.
Yeah,
Uh,
he's not a dick.
yeah, and then you have the Krogan.
Rex.
I want to know the person who was like, I'm gonna go fuck a Krogan.
They that totally exists.
Like that. BioWare, we need this important lore.
Yeah.
We need you
Oh
to let
god.
us know who was the
Oh
first
god.
man to be like, I'm gonna go fuck a Krogan.
No, we don't.
The Asari is an easy one. It's like, okay,
That's
whatever.
too easy, and they weren't the first ones that.
No.
And it's easy from a male perspective, you know. It's
Right,
like,
right, but like even there are females who like even find the Asari like hot.
of course, yeah.
Like, Lexi, if you're in the chat, let us know.
No, anyway,
Um, hold on.
Turians are the first. So,
Yeah, like let's see if we can find a full body shot of an Asari.
are we really doing this?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
What was 68? We already moved past 69. We're like, wait a minute.
Yeah. Hey Lexi, if you're still available, would you bang an Asari? Would you bang this alien creature on screen?
This This is important.
Yes, she says yes. All right, cool.
I mean, yeah.
Well, checks out. Checks out. People would bang an Asari.
I didn't need verification for that, but yeah, it's all, I'm glad we're 3 for 3 on this stream and chat.
I have low standards, though.
Yeah.
I have middle of the road standards, and I'd hook up with an Asari.
Sorry, or from what I've seen in the video game, they're all fantastic.
Yep. The super Gamecast supports interspecies relations with the Asari.
Yes.
We're still questionable about the Krogan.
No, I am full support for getting on with your Turians and your Krogans. I can't say personally.
Your Hanar and your, all kinds of weird species.
I am way behind on my Mass Effect lore, man. It's
what was it?
it's been done.
What's what's Tali's race again? There's the Geth and there's the yeah, okay. This is why they need to release the Mass Effect trilogy for the new consoles. I'd replay that.
They can't seem to make a new game, so...
Yeah, well, I mean, BioWare's dead. BioWare is dead, everyone.
BioWare is dealing with Anthem right now.
That means they are dead. EA sent BioWare to go live on a farm upstate.
It's ailing for sure.
Yep.
But I love that we can still talk about Mass Effect lore despite, 3 having been out for so long now. And
7 years. 7 years. That was that was a great ass game, man. Great ass franchise.
Mass Effect 2, one of the first games of this decade, and still.
Yeah, that was it came out January 09.
No, was it 09 or was 10?
No, January 10. Sorry, January 10. Man, decade starting out with an absolute monster of a game, right?
Yeah, and still held its spot. That was good.
But Metal Gear 5, the 68, that's what we were talking about.
Metal Gear 5 is a game, man.
Dude, just the all the interconnecting systems. The fact that you can send your dudes out on a mission to disrupt supply lines, and then it makes the upcoming mission significantly easier because they are on busted weapons with little equipment.
Yep.
Or if you start taking all your missions at night to make it easier, the enemy adapts because they start wearing night vision goggles because they hear about this crew of badasses going in at night and murking people.
Right.
Like Thara says, it's surreal opening sequence and the ability to tactically have your horse poop on command.
Yeah.
So there you go.
That's a hell of a game, and I think it deserves to be higher.
Yeah. Number 67, Universal Paperclips.
I don't know that one.
I've never heard of this. Again.
I'm sure Polygon would be the place that has a lot of various perspectives on the entire gaming landscape. So
probably.
Some of these I'm not going to hear about.
66, Doki Doki Literature Club.
I've heard a lot about that game.
I think it does some cool stuff with what it does with your hard drive and everything, where you to progress in the game, you need to go into the files of the game and dick with shit.
Lexi says, "I love Doki Doki."
Yeah, Doki's rad.
It sounds like it does cool stuff.
Yeah, I think that for a it's probably as interesting as a text-based adventure game is going to get, or a visual novel, I should say.
Okay.
I think the reason it's as low as it is because it is a visual novel. And you kind of, but for what visual novels do, it's really good.
It got on a lot of radars of people who don't play visual novels. So.
Yep. See, number 65, Grand Theft Auto Online.
Wait, they're doing this by itself?
Yeah, apparently they were rating it as its own game.
Okay.
I guess like it's real hard to like bitch about this because it's the influence and the fact that it's still going and all this other stuff with it, but it's also just like that's part of a bigger game that's even as amazing, if not better.
Right, exactly. It's a good game. I love GTA Online, uh, but God, that's a weird way to do this, is to separate online from everything else. But anyway, yeah.
I've got a pair of comments. Rain says, "Howdy,
Hello.
howdy, Rain," and Lexa says GTA would be better if it had waifus. Roman is the best waifu.
Brucey's the best waifu.
That's true. Bull shark testosterone, genetically different, baby.
No, whatever. Lamar is the best waifu, GTA 5.
Yeah, that's true.
He's an idiot, but I love him.
Hi, Rain, Lexi. Apparently, they know each other. Okay.
All
right.
Also, GTA Online, you get your friends on, you create your own character, you create your own waifu.
Yeah, true.
If you're doing this right and you're streaming GTA Online, you're streaming with friends.
Yeah.
You do anything.
Just this is true. I love the heists in GTA Online. To be fair.
See, what other video game can you get online with your waifu and go rob a grocery store together?
There you go.
Or a convenience store, excuse me.
Yeah, that's true.
That alone, it should be higher.
Yeah, Nicole, all the characters in GTA look like ogre.
I tried to make a girl version of me in GTA, and it came out looking like Miley Cyrus, and I was like, sure, yeah, whatever.
Oh, okay, so...
Well, it doesn't help that, like, GTA, they make your parents just these not exactly wonderful-looking people.
Lord.
Except for John Marston.
Right. Alright, so 64, Johann Sebastian's Joust.
Yeah.
I've only gotten to play it at PAX, but it is cool.
Yep.
Yeah, like that's a cool game. Number 63, yes. Absolute yes, this is a big win. The parents are all troll-looking bitches. That's right.
They are. It's hard to pick a parent because it's like, okay, which features do I want to inherit? None of these? Okay.
Wait. I need to ask if Nicole is still in the chat. I need to ask her a very important question.
Okay.
She is my waifu. So,
okay.
Nicole, do you want to rob grocery stores in GTA?
Jeez, you can't just propose on stream like this.
I don't know if she's still in the chat. We'll find out. Anyway, the Jackbox Party Pack 1 through 6 is 63.
Yeah. The bringing back of the Jackbox experience with other mini games and stuff. I was playing that earlier this month.
Lexi streams that a lot. If you guys ever want to check out her stream, at Lexi Woolsey.
Hell yeah.
She streams that quite frequently with her audience.
Cool.
I know that I play this game so my friend Sam, she has Halloween and New Year's and all kinds of parties, and not so much parties as like get-togethers. Yeah, like 10 people.
Yeah.
And every single time Jackbox does a big hit. It's like
great.
One dude brings Jackbox and I bring karaoke, and it ends up being an awesome night.
Great.
Number 62, yes, this is much warranted, possibly deserves to be higher. Super Street Fighter 4.
Yeah. Street Fighter 4, the original came out in 08?
09.
09.
Well, 08 if you include the arcade version, yes. But, yes, 09, this came out in 10, though, so this is the one where they added a ton of characters, they added the second super/ultimate attack, they just added a ton of stuff.
Would you say that's the best Street Fighter this decade?
Ooh, it's either that,
especially in terms of most impactful.
It's definitely the most impactful. It's as for best, it's either this or Ultra.
Okay.
And as for let's put it this way: there is a term for people who came into the fighting game because of this game.
Okay.
It's called 09ers. because they all came in during '09 and 2010 because of Street Fighter 4 and Super Street Fighter 4.
Yep.
So like this game kind of like it didn't save fighting games, but it definitely saved like Street Fighter and Capcom style fighting games.
I think it certainly helped
Yeah,
with fighting games.
yeah, and this game still plays great to this day. I have it on PS4. I have Ultra on PS4, and I'll occasionally still pop it in and play sometimes and have a great time.
Sure.
So, so are we strictly talking? Are we strictly talking video games or all games? So it is the top 100 video games of the decade. What we were doing is we were looking at Polygon's top 100 games, and we are criticizing them because they're bad at this.
Well, it's always going to be bad, right? It doesn't matter whose list we look at.
No, our
trying to
list is
rank
right.
100 video games.
Our
Oh,
list
okay.
our list is right.
All right.
We are professionals who know what's up.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
We had a Kim Kardashian mobile game that was on this list, and we didn't know anything about it, so there's not a lot we could say. But
10-4.
Yeah. So let's see what goes on further up this list.
61 Frog Fractions.
That is definitely a game that deserves to be on this list.
Yes, it is. Totally. Absolutely.
Game is nuts.
You, like, who knew math could be so much fun? I have a point, don't I?
Sorta.
I always hated math. It was by far my least favorite subject in school. So,
fair.
number 60, Bayonetta 2. Baby, let's go. This game should be in the top 10. This is the best character action game of the decade.
Okay.
Like, as much as I love DMC5, don't get me wrong. As much as I enjoy God of War 3 and God of War, God of War, the new one.
Yeah.
This is the best one of these of the decade.
Okay.
And the combat is so good. It's so tight. Like, every time you dodge and get witch time, just feels good. Then you have all the different weapons that you can find to combo different stuff together. And because it's on the Wii U/Switch, it has the Nintendo fan service. You can put her in a Link costume and have like rupees come out instead of halos.
Okay.
Same thing with Star Fox, Peach, etc. What I love is so one of her powers is when she like goes into a big combo, a giant demon hair fist comes out of another dimension. When you're wearing her Peach costume, it's a Bowser fist.
Oh, that's great.
It's so rad. It's just like boom, 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 because it has that good rhythm that all those games have when you do a combo, right?
Right.
And this one is boom, 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 and then a giant Bowser fist just comes out of a different dimension and punches them into the next room. Oh, it's beautiful. It's campy. It's like if you have a Switch, you have a Wii U, you owe it to yourself to go play Bayonetta 2.
Okay.
So going forward,
should I play Bayonetta 1 first if I haven't played either?
You can kind of start. You can kind of start anywhere because the story is kind of just like,
who cares?
Unless you read through like all the extra stuff, it's kind of just whatever. Okay. I like the first game. The first game, you punch God into the sun.
That helps.
There's also homages to Space Harrier.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, there is a level of the first Bayonetta that is basically just Space Harrier.
That sounds great.
Yeah. It's
okay.
Awesome. 59, The Last of Us.
Wow.
I thought this was going to be way higher.
Right?
Like, I thought this was going to be like, because everyone I talked to is like, Last of Us is like best game of the decade. And like, this is not that at all.
Yeah.
I think this at least deserves top 50. Like, okay, there's a lot of games you talk about throughout a decade that, you know. But, wow, okay. Number 58, I've never heard of Subsurface Circular.
I've heard the name, but I haven't heard, I don't know what the game is.
Apparently it's made by the Thomas Was Alone peeps.
Okay.
Number 57, Civ 6.
Civ 6, huh?
I think 5 is better.
When did 5 come out?
2010.
Why is 5 not on here?
Yeah, unless 5 is on later.
I don't see Civ 6 being much of a game changer.
No, it's not. Even Lexi in chat, Civ 5 is better.
Like, yeah.
Yeah,
I
what?
I don't know what that's about. Okay.
You know what we should do? If Lexi is down for this, we should get a like multi-stream, multiplayer Civ game going.
Oh no. Oh man.
Like that should be our next 24-hour charity stream.
A Civ like marathon charity stream, that
Yeah.
sounds like fun, actually.
I haven't played any of these games, so no clue.
Yeah, I apparently it's better than Last of Us.
I disagree with that heavily as well, but hey. So, but whatever. Yeah, so Lexi, we'll organize that 24-hour charity stream where we play a massive Civ multiplayer session with other streamers in town.
Yeah.
That'll be awesome.
All right.
Number 56, Into the Breach.
Oh, that was a big deal.
Yeah.
Was this last year?
Yeah, that game came out last year. I liked it. I don't think it's like top 50, like 56 is a little high. But okay, I guess.
Yeah.
Hoy J Topic says,
we got friends meeting friends in the chat here.
it's a friend. Well, this is a friendly place.
I'm glad we can bring people together.
That's what it's all about, right?
That's what it's all about.
Joking aside, it really is what it's all about.
No, it is.
55, Hollow Knight.
Hollow Knight.
Once again, bit high. I
Yes.
don't think it's as good as like Guacamelee. I don't think it's as good as some other games in the genre, but like good game.
Yeah. Impactful
Number
in
50
some ways.
Number 54, Final Fantasy 14, A Realm Reborn.
Yeah.
So the peeps came from her Discord. All right, on. Well,
Oh, cool.
Thank you, Lexi, for beaming us out. I hope you guys are enjoying the show.
And welcome,
And
J
welcome.
Topic.
We always appreciate you guys. You know, if you saw us, if you like the show, give us a follow. Always appreciated.
We are currently reading top 100 games of the decade according to Polygon.
And man, they are wrong.
It is ranked also.
It is ranked, which makes it even more wrong.
There's almost when it's ranked, there's almost no right answer.
Yeah. Number 54, Final Fantasy 14, A Realm Reborn.
Which is a big deal because that was when that was them resetting the trash fire that Final Fantasy 14 was becoming or was.
Yeah, well, and also it's the kind of the big MMO of the decade because like WoW came out
is.
last decade and
Yep.
Yeah. Lexi has an emote of. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and I hope we can continue to be of use to you.
Yes, thank you. We always love it. On Tuesdays, we upload to YouTube if you want to listen that way.
Are we recording locally?
Yeah, we are.
Okay. All right.
Remember, we tested that last night.
I know we did. I just wanted to make sure. We've had some technical difficulties happen occasionally, so.
Yeah, I will say, I did notice the Twitch alert did not pop off though, and I just realized I know why because I didn't have us in the right fucking window thing.
Yep.
Damn it.
That's fine.
We have alert set up. We just forgot to fucking put the window up. God damn it.
So I'm going to take a moment to say we are still in progress with this channel. This is our first time live streaming this podcast, so we're live streaming this now, and then we'll have the recorded version later.
Hours on Sunday getting the right alerts and everything, and then fuck it up by not putting the fucking source into the fucking XSplit.
Yep.
God damn it.
For the next few weeks, at least, I think we're gonna be troubleshooting this channel and making everything work.
Yes,
so.
crying Lexi.
Yep.
Exactly.
We're learning. We're getting there.
Yeah, this game deserves it.
We'll talk. Yeah, Yeah, we'll talk about more about the channel probably towards the end of the
Now
show.
my
But
glasses are falling apart. God
yeah,
damn
your
it.
poor glasses. You need to get those fixed.
Yeah, I'm buying new ones either next check or the one after.
Good. All right.
All right. Number 53, Death Stranding.
This is a weird one to include because it's so recent.
It's so
Um,
recent and so divisive.
I love this game. I love it. I'm gonna stream more of it. It's crazy, and I would like to see more games like it in terms of the what Kojima calls the Strand genre, which is just I would like to see more
The
single
mailman
player
genre.
yeah, more of like the single player experience that is like passively multiplayer and you're all working together to build out a map and develop it. Uh, working together to make your game world thrive has been
And
really really cool.
there's very few games that do this.
Yeah.
I know there have been a couple in recent memory that also do it. I
Okay.
know that Metal Gear 5 had like some twinges of it where like
Which
the
yeah,
the building out mother base stuff.
it's which
Uh,
is it being since that was the last Kojima game, that would make
that
sense.
makes sense. And I know there's a couple other games that have done it too.
There absolutely have.
Luminous on the Vita did it.
Oh really?
Yeah. So,
But
uh,
this is like Kojima with a bunch of money, with his Kojima
Ko-
Productions creating
Kojima with unlimited money.
getting people like Norman Reedus and Mads Mikkelsen and Guillermo del Toro and guest starring Guillermo del Toro as a visual figure. He doesn't speak in it, but then you have guests like Conan O'Brien and Jeff Keighley and
It only sold okay though, so I'm kind of
yeah.
curious about how we're gonna get a sequel or what his next project will be.
I don't know if we get a sequel, man.
But like, well, even that just his next project because this did not sell the gangbusters they thought it would.
One of the last things I saw is that he was delving into some horror stuff.
Yeah,
So he may try like a horror IP after
that's
this.
what I read as well. Number
So
52 is Undertale.
that I almost want to say should be higher. Should be in like the top 50.
Yeah, I think it's it at like 48 seems like a spot where it should be. Like that's because I think that it's a really good game.
Yep.
It apes a lot of shit from Earthbound.
Sure.
But like it has really good music. Like like Megalovania. How many times people bring up that damn song? It's funny. It has multiple ways you can go through it. Um, like
That's what was appealing to me was that you don't have to kill everything.
well, what I found funny is on your first playthrough you don't know that.
Right.
Um, Especially you don't know it until after you murder Goat Mom. And I remember during Game of the Year that year, we were discussing the game, and I didn't know you could not murder Goat Mom, and neither did John. And this should tell you about the attachment some people can get to these characters, where when we're like, oh yeah, I murdered Goat Mom, or murdered what's her face, and Tori just screams, "You murdered Goat Mom!" And we're just like, "How do you murder Goat Mom?" We're like, "We didn't know."
You if you go in with a traditional gamer mindset, it's everything in my way has to die.
Oh
So,
god.
but that's a hell of a game.
Yeah. Number
Certainly
51.
impactful.
I kind of call bullshit that they're including these as one game.
Okay.
Number 51, Limbo and Inside.
Okay, that is. Yeah, no, you can't do that.
That's A, horse shit, and B, neither of those games are all that good. So, what
I
the hell?
enjoy Limbo,
But
but it
it's,
wasn't
but
impactful. And
it's,
also, did it release this
it
decade?
did. It did. It was
Okay.
2010. But
I just
are you telling me Limbo is the 51st best game of the decade?
Lexi says she likes those games.
I was not a fan,
I
Lexi. I'm
I
sorry.
like Limbo. I like it. I just didn't think it was necessarily impactful. I can't speak to Inside. Apparently, there's something going
I
on with
actually liked
Inside.
Inside more than I liked Limbo. I'll give Inside that at least. Like
Okay.
Inside, I came away from Inside liking its story quite a bit. I don't like the way those games play.
Oh, I think they're fine, but
I just I'm a like I'm a sucker for like tight 2D platformer control. Like I want everything to be Guacamelee.
there's your
um,
first problem.
yeah.
No, yeah,
Which
like
we're halfway through this, and where's Guacamelee?
I have no opinion one way or the other on Guacamelee.
They're very popular when I stream. Those games do have a big audience. Like they have a huge audience. They're just not for me as a whole. Which I mean that's fine. Like they're highly reviewed. They're well beloved.
Also,
Um,
I want to say because I just remembered when we were talking about this that Polygon states up front that this is Polygon's top 100. They are not trying to be objective, which is why we get
some of these weird
some rule
ones.
bending also with just Limbo and Inside included as one thing in a list.
Yeah.
It's like,
Well.
okay,
Yeah. Well, what this tells me is I do not have the same taste as the Polygon staff.
there are people who I like watching Giant Bomb every year because they have their top 10 list, and then the fans have their own personal top 10 that they vote on together, and it's just a wildly different list.
Well, we used to do that back in the day, where we all had our individual top tens, and then we would make the website one.
Well, yeah,
Where like I always loved reading everyone's individual top tens because like Anthony and I were the person who had to go and make the video.
right,
So Anthony and I would get all your top tens, and like I would sit there and speculate like what would get placed where by going off of like okay, what are these individual top tens like?
right. Find
Um,
out which ones are they're most likely going to gun for and
yeah,
things like that.
it creates this weird game where you're trapped in a room for 6 hours arguing over the quality of certain games.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah. Um, anyway,
Next game.
next game is the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim.
That was a
That
hell of a game when it came out.
that was a banger for sure.
Yep.
Uh, so yeah, no Skyrim. Everything I feel that has to be said about Skyrim and needs to be said about Skyrim has been said before.
It's been said. Yeah,
Like,
we've talked Skyrim to death.
like it's a very good game. I don't think it's the best in its series. I still think that's Oblivion.
Okay.
I know that there are a lot of Morrowind heads out there who really love Morrowind,
Yep.
but I like just Skyrim. Skyrim was the one though that hit with the mainstream.
Yep.
Like you had this thing with Oblivion where these kind of games finally hit a mainstream audience because they were on console.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a launch game, or not a launch game, but launch window game, and it wasn't as fleshed out as it could be. But a lot of people played it, and a lot of people got to play it used and whatnot. And then Skyrim was the game that just boom, like exploded this game, exploded the genre, especially off the success of Fallout 3 as well.
Yeah, for Bethesda to have that come out, shortly after Fallout 3, had to have been huge for them.
Yeah. So Lexi says Skyrim is top 10.
Like in terms of like if I were to create a collage of top 10 games, for the decade that make me think of the 2010s as far as games are concerned, Skyrim is a definite contender.
Yeah, Skyrim is definitely a top. Like if you're saying like most influential, important games of the decade, Skyrim has to be on the top 10, right?
Right.
And as let's see, Rain says I still love Elder Scrolls Arenas. Was that the first one? Yeah, that was the first one. Because Daggerfall is the second one. I know. I have friends who go ape shit over Daggerfall.
Was the first one called Arenas?
I believe so. Hold on, let me check. We're gonna go on a little bit of a Google adventure.
Elder Scrolls Arena.
Okay. The Elder Scrolls.
Released for MS-DOS in '94.
So yeah, it goes Arena, Daggerfall, Spellspire and Redguard, Morrowind, Oblivion, Skyrim.
What an interesting start. I never thought back to the first Elder Scrolls. No one really talks about it.
Yeah, like no one really ever talks about Daggerfall either. But if you go look back at Daggerfall, like it was doing a lot of the stuff Morrowind would do like 6 years prior. It just didn't have the tech to do it all.
Sure.
Um,
That's crazy.
it's weird to think that like like Morrowind and Oblivion are still kind of the basis for like all their games still. Which,
Well, yeah.
which I mean, years and years and years later, that's starting to become a problem as we have seen. But it's surprising how long that design style lasted them.
Well, again, you
Uh,
want to talk about impact and influence. Like, that was prime time. And I think Skyrim capitalized on all that. And then they've been riding that
ever since.
ever
Yeah.
since. So,
49, Sea of Thieves.
uh,
This is a game that I feel this is a game that I feel is whether or not you have this game high or low or even in your top 100 entirely depends on if you have a crew of homies to play it with.
sure. It seems like a really cool game that if you get a group together to really commit to try and making that game work, it could be fantastic.
Yeah, like every time that I have had a gotten a group of people together to play that game, it's been fantastic. The
Yeah.
problem is getting a consistent group of people to get in and mess around in this pirate sandbox.
Yeah.
But when you get people into the pirate sandbox, it's super good.
Yeah.
That's actually a game I think Lexi, if she could get on with a couple of her crew for streaming, would probably really enjoy it.
I wonder how well, Sea of Thieves streams do. I imagine they're pretty good, right?
Yeah, like they do pretty well, and I mean it's free on Game Pass, so it's hard to get rid of or get people into it.
That's a game I want to go back to.
Yeah, you and I should probably stream that someday. Dude,
I just don't know if it's top 50 on this list.
yeah, dude, right? Like, once again, I think it's very subjective to how and being a video game website, they have a built-in. She's a solo pirate. Then, as someone who's played the game solo, you're gonna have a rough day.
The first time I sailed out, I got taken over by like an a sea monster, and it just destroyed my ship. And I was like, and it teleported me back to the island. Like, hello, so you want to be a pirate? And I'm like, oh. End game.
You and I,
but I want to try it again.
You and I should stream some of that.
I'd be down.
Just so everyone knows, we're setting up a stream schedule in the next couple weeks here. Once I'm out of my busy season at work.
We're working on it, yeah.
Where I will be solo streaming here, he'll be solo streaming, we'll be combined streaming.
Yep.
So this show is not going to be the only thing you get from us here.
But we're gonna we're gonna figure out what days work best for us streaming wise, and then as soon as we have a set thing, we're gonna have that in a panel below the stream here.
Yes.
So everyone can keep track.
Yes. So, number 48, No Man's Sky.
Commands too. Okay.
So Commands too.
Yeah.
Explain.
I got to figure that game out.
No Man's Sky.
Oh, Sea of Thieves. No Man's Sky. Over time, I absolutely think that this game should be in top 100. I just don't know if it should be anywhere close to top 50.
Yeah, that's my thing. As for set up commands too, what do you mean by commands, Lexi?
Yeah, let's see. While she's typing.
But as for Twitter, yes, we are gonna advertise on Twitter like crazy people.
Do we have our Twitter account set up yet?
No, I've been running off of mine.
I can get a Twitter thing set up.
Yeah, you will.
I have the Instagram set up. We're over at Super Gamecraft on Instagram.
Yes, if you guys want to follow us on Insta, at Super Gamecraft.
But we got to get a Twitter up as well.
47 Dota 2 Auto Chess.
That's one that's a lot newer.
That's interesting.
So it's a little harder to say whether or not it deserves to be here.
It's weird.
It's also again weird to be in the top 50.
Yeah, okay, moving on. 46, Fallout New Vegas. I'm
That was this decade, huh?
Yeah, it was. It hit 2010.
Wow. Um,
Make me feel
yeah,
old.
New Vegas was a big deal to the point that like after New Vegas, the next Fallout-ish game that hit that spot was Outer Worlds.
I'm so done with this shit.
What?
Number 45, FIFA 17.
Can you read that paragraph?
I sure can, buddy.
Thank you.
Over the past 10 years, no sports gaming title has been more emblematic of the genre than EA Sports FIFA. Its biggest impact came from loot box mechanics than FIFA Ultimate Team, which technically debuted in the previous decade but grew into the juggernaut during the current one. Makes a simulation sports game is releasing regular updates for a while, but Ultimate Team mode, in which players amass a collection of virtual trading cards and use them to assemble fantasy teams to introduce the concept of the full-blown live series service to sports. It became so popular and such a moneymaker that every annual sports sim now has Ultimate Team or something like it. But FIFA 17 came with another sporting trend, a story mode. The journey offers a pleasing interactive story, making his way in the Premier League.
It's a popular game,
I
and
I
yeah,
guess for helping popularize Ultimate Team in the story mode, though Madden had both those things. So it's
Lexi
like
says FIFA is the only sports game she plays.
that's fair. I know a lot of people who are like that. They really dig FIFA.
Sure.
I really like Madden. I used to like NBA 2K till it was garbage.
I
Um,
like the arcade stuff, and the arcade stuff has not been as plentiful.
yeah, well, I mean to be fair, Madden hasn't been really great in the past decade either, but it's the only option
It's what you got
for the American football.
until the EA decides to bring NFL Street back.
Please, please, I'd be
Come on,
more than happy.
I want to run on walls to dodge tackles.
Yes,
Oh, it's so good.
throw deep to Randy Moss to win every game.
Sure. Yeah.
All right, number 44, Thumper.
Top 100?
Yeah.
Like, I like Thumper. I don't know.
Number 43, Super Hot.
Super Hot is a definite, yeah. That's a game that was cool in its own right. Made an impact the moment you saw what the game was, and then you played it and it lived up to it, and then VR started to develop, and Super Hot works well with VR. It's probably one of the best applications of VR right now. Um,
Oh, easily,
yeah.
easily.
So
Um,
this is easy to me.
so, all right. So, number 42, the works of Michael Bruh.
I don't know what that is.
Neither. 41, NBA 2K12.
Is it because of the story mode or what? No.
Apparently this is the best entry. Like this is when they like peaked. Where like every year from '09 to 12 they outdid themselves, and apparently this was the peak of that.
Okay.
Number 40, Celeste.
I've heard a lot of talk about that game.
Great game, really good. Like if you're looking for a good metaphor about depression,
Hmm.
that's it. However, like I think it's a little early to be on here, but
Sure. I've
uh,
heard some good talk about it though. I don't know.
number 39, Firewatch.
I remember Firewatch. Yeah.
Great game, kind of a meh ending. Um, should be lower if on the list at all.
I could totally see it on the list. This is kind of high considering what has been what we've seen on the list prior and what we anticipate going forward.
Number 38, God of War.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a hell of a game all around.
that deserves the spot that it has. Like that is well earned. It's the ending is a little abrupt, but like that is some of the best action set pieces I've ever seen in the game. One of the better stories. It looks gorgeous. It turns Kratos into a believable, likable human.
it revived the God of War franchise.
Yeah,
You know,
because like I thought that like my first reaction to them like we're doing God of War again. I was like, huh,
yeah,
really? Okay.
exactly.
And then it turned out to be amazing. So I guess I should just shut my pie hole. 37 Destiny 2. I don't
Destiny
think
Two.
I think it should be in the top 100. I think it should be like at 90. Like it and Mario Maker need to change spots. Like I think especially after the past two expansions, it's a great game.
Yeah,
I just think that uh I just think that like at the end of the day, it still is very much. Rain says, "I love the whole God of War franchise."
it's a great. Yeah,
I liked every game in that franchise except Ascension. I think that one was one of my childhood favorites. Two and three are classics. The PSP games are very underrated. My only problem is like Ascension was going back to the same well too many times,
yeah.
and then this new one is a fantastic like reboot
Yep.
of what's going on. Destiny 2 though,
I feel like Destiny One should be here just because it was.
it
I don't know
was
if it's a better game, but
I don't know. I think Destiny 2 took all the best parts of Destiny 1 and then fixed all the problems.
I believe that.
And then, like, this is every bit as influential and big as D1 was. Probably bigger because it's on PC now.
And
And
it's really
now,
been leaning hard into this new console shooter MMO.
yeah, and then it's free on PC now, too.
Yeah. As, yeah.
I played some of that this weekend.
Really? All
Yeah,
right.
like I was just kind of wanted a shooter to play, and I wasn't in the mood for Camp of Duty, so I went over and popped in Destiny 2 and had a great time.
Man, you want a game that where shooting feels good? Those
Destiny
Destiny
2,
games have it down.
yeah, like dude, no, just every time you get a kill in multiplayer, it makes that little bloop bloop noise. Like
Yep.
ooh. Speaking of games shooters that feel good, and in my opinion, this is a top 10 of the decade.
Mm.
Titanfall 2.
Yeah.
I want to say this right now. Titanfall 2 is free on PlayStation Plus next month. If you have a PS4,
Next month?
please, or December, I guess now.
Yeah,
But
today's first.
the games don't go live till Thursday.
Oh, okay, all right.
So when the PlayStation Plus games for December go live, please download Titanfall 2. You will not be disappointed. This game got fucked by its publisher. It got absolutely fucked by no advertising and getting put out next to two games that are similar but nowhere near as good.
Hmm.
Please go play Titanfall 2. You will not be disappointed. It has a fantastic story. The shooting feels on point. The movement is some of the best in a shooter.
The movement is some of the best in a shooter I've ever played, if not the best.
Yeah, like there's gimmicks from level to level that make each campaign level unique. And I mean, fucking giant robots.
That
More could you fucking want?
multiplayer, man. I suck at multiplayer shooters, but like Titanfall, just because of the movement alone, it made it just fun to be in it.
And you also, that game's multiplayer is unique because you can be useful to your team by not killing like the enemy players because you're still getting points by killing, the creep. On
Sure.
that.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's that. It should be higher. It's one of the best shooters of the decade, if not the best. Like, no.
Yeah. Yeah.
35, the Red Dead Redemption Collection.
Collection.
Yes, apparently 1 and 2.
We're including both, huh?
So if you're including both, this is also a game that should probably be in the top 10.
Yeah.
But that said, in my opinion, Red Dead 2 is a game that is a top 10 game.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I feel like these games have everything. This is a Skyrim case where, so you can fuck giant robots. I mean,
well, okay, hang on. We can't overpromise.
yeah. Sorry,
That's for Titanfall 3.
That's for Titanfall
Sorry.
3. You can fight with giant robots and pilot giant robots.
but only the Asari robots.
Yes. You need to tweet at Respawn Entertainment, Titanfall 3. Let's fuck a giant robot. Or giant robot fucking. There you go.
Yeah, there
Like
you go.
just the two Titans just start banging.
Terrible.
Just
All right. What were we talking about? What game?
Red Dead Redemption?
Hey, Red Dead Redemption's all right.
Yeah, Red Dead's pretty good. It's pretty good, eh?
That was a damn good game, and that was a big deal when Red Dead 1 came out.
And Red Dead 2, in my opinion, is the most technically impressive game of this generation.
Sure.
Like I cannot wait for it to be on Steam, so I'm willing to play the PC version because, like, man, oof, it's something. And even though on my multiplayer, just you and a bunch of friends riding around the countryside, like,
Yeah.
it's that is a special game. I think this game that is above it is great, but it's a little weird to me that's this high. The Tetris Effect.
Tetris Effect. Bringing back Tetris to the forefront.
Yeah, that game is a head trip, especially the VR version. This is my recommendation for this game. Get some really good surround sound headphones. Like, if you got ones like I have where you have an amp for them, great. Or if not, get a good surround sound setup, turn off all the lights, and play through it in one shot.
That sounds fun.
It is the best way to experience that game.
Okay.
So
I think that is totally deserving of top 100.
yeah, I think it's one of the best games of last year. I just think that it also, like, it's a little high, but
Over Red Dead.
over Red Dead and Skyrim and, like, all these, like, genre defining, generation defining games. Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah. So number 33, Kerbal Space Program.
That was one of those prime examples of the weird games where you're just building spaceships and it's like pretty accurate and you have to be really careful and worry about the minutia. That's a cool weird game, and plenty more like it on Steam.
Fair enough.
But yeah, deserving to be on this list.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't know about this order, but
all right, number 32, Divinity Original Sin 2.
I heard a lot about it.
This is like if you took a D&D game, like a real life D&D game, and made it into a video game.
Okay.
That's the level of RPG it is. Like,
That sounds great.
It is the most RPG-ass RPG you could play. It's well written, well voiced. I find it too difficult for me personally.
Okay.
I know Tori, back when we used to work at our previous employer, was such a big fan that she basically used all her goodwill to make sure it was on top 10 of 2017. So, yeah.
A lot of people were talking about it that year, so
Yeah.
well deserved.
Yes. 31, Bloodborne.
Man, Bloodborne. That is definitely a game that deserves to be up here.
Yeah, no, for sure. This is about where it's right, maybe a twinge higher. It's the best Soulsborne game. It is still the best Soulsborne game. It has this atmosphere and this story. Oh, we got another comment. I'm sorry, I missed it. Divinity Original Sin 2 is so good. I love it. I might give it another shot. Next time that, not this Steam sale, but next one, I might give it another go. Because I really liked what I played. It was just too, like, Western RPGs like that tend to overwhelm me a little bit.
Sure.
It's the same reason, like, I'm not sure if I want to pick up Disco Elysium yet or not. At least
that's a big one.
At least that one's only talking.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, like the what I like is they use H.P. Lovecraft's madness as like a mechanic. Because like if you have too much insight, you get insight by seeing and defeating bosses or otherworldly horrors, which this game is Lovecraft, so otherworldly horrors. And then like if you have enough insight, you see these giant towering monsters and they can like kill you in like one hit. and like there's all this different stuff related to insight and madness and like they basically made they made a real good H.P. Lovecraft video game.
Sure. Cool.
Okay, number 30. What the fuck? Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Odyssey, huh? Wow.
Get the fuck out of here.
What about Origins?
It's just like it's Assassin's Creed Witcher.
When did Black Flag come out?
2013. It was a PS4 launch title.
Okay.
I don't think that deserves to be this high either, but whatever. Number 29, Florence.
Oh, what was Florence?
That is probably one of the best mobile games of the decade, as they say here, and it's basically you living through an ordinary romantic relationship that eventually and the conversations and puzzle pieces change as the relationship passes through its various phases, and then it's this real stunningly real game. Really grounded about this is basically what it is to date a person.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, I really like that game. I think I highly recommend people play it. It's like 2 hours long, if that. It's on iOS and Android. If you have a iPhone, an Android phone, a tablet of some sort, go play Florence. It's only a couple bucks. I highly recommend it.
Okay.
Okay, number 28 should probably be number 1. Let's see. Let's see. Hold on. Lexi says... Did you read Lexi's comment?
Yes, I did.
Let's see. Lex says, I'm going to have to check out Florence. Need more dating games since no one dating me IRL.
There you go. Well, I don't know. From what I hear about this game, the end is not great.
I think the end inspires some level of hope, but that it is definitely up to your perspective.
At least then you can tell people, oh, yeah, I've been dating recently.
Oh, God.
So.
All
right, what's this supposedly number 1 game?
Portal 2.
It's a good game.
Portal 2 is amazing. I streamed through Portal 2 on 2 Roomy stream last year with Steph. And even 8 years later, the only complaint I could come up with is on some of the later stages, finding where to go is a little difficult. And I don't mean the puzzle's hard.
You take some time and you figure it out.
Yeah, and it's not that the puzzle's hard. It's literally just figuring out okay, how do I get up this rafters?
Yeah.
But the co-op is amazing. The single-player story is so good from start to finish. It's so well-paced. The puzzles make you feel like a goddamn genius. And then, I mean, come on, dude. Portal to the moon.
Yeah, Portal to the moon, and J.K. Simmons, J.J. Simmons.
Cave Johnson.
Burn
your house down.
Yeah.
With the lemons.
Wheatley, as well as the return of GLaDOS.
Just... I thought you'd be higher on this one. I thought you'd be singing its praises.
I think it's a good game. We're talking about most impactful. I just don't think. I think Portal 2 will be remembered certainly as a top 100 games of this decade. I'm curious to see what they put in their top 10 here, because again, I'm seeing this through the lens of what was most impactful and big in this decade, and honestly, part of me thinks Red Dead Redemption, games like that.
Number 27, Doom, 2016.
They brought Doom back.
They made modern Doom.
They made modern Doom, and it's great.
They made a modern, fantastic Doom game that plays super well.
Yep.
I can't wait for the sequel. There's not much really to say about this one other than the fact that it's paced well, it looks great. It's, it is what it is.
It's a good game.
Number 26, Dishonored 2.
Okay, so I never played it. I only played Dishonored 1.
Yeah, same. So I'm if it's more of that, I'm just kind of why?
I just don't. Yeah, no, I don't get that one.
Ooh. All right, so 25, Outer Wilds.
This is a game that I'm going to be playing as soon as I get through some of these other games that I have sitting here from GameFly. This is the game I've been hearing talked about most this year.
I want to finish Star Wars and Outer Worlds before
Yep.
I move to anything else. So that's kind of where I'm at.
But I've heard a lot of people talking about it. I don't know if it's going to be influential, especially since it's so soon still after its release. But yeah, sounds like it's a good game.
Number 24, Towerfall. Okay, great party game. One of the best games you could play.
Uh
But are you fucking serious? This high?
huh.
Okay, whatever. Moving on.
Yeah.
23, Rocket League.
Rocket League definitely needs to be on this list.
Oh yeah, that is a game that is so influential. Like it's a huge esport now. Like it's that is a special game.
That's a great game.
Yeah, that is a game that deserves every bit of love and praise that it's received.
That's a game that you can be bad at and it's still fun.
Yeah, true. Uh, let's see. Stardew Valley is 22.
Hell yeah. Yep.
Yeah. I remember you back when I was still over at the other website. I remember you telling me about this, and I'm
Hmm.
like, okay, I'll get around to this Harvest Moon alike later. And I got to it and threw like 80 hours at it and loved every second of it. It was like relaxing and just it's this weird relaxing like game that is deeper beneath the surface and it's just charming as hell.
Yeah. That is a cool game. Get to know the people that are around in the city. And I had
Get
my beer and pizza farm going strong.
your
It was
beer and
good.
pizza farm.
I had hops. I was making bread and then cheese and tomatoes for sauce.
Gotcha. Beer and pizza farm. Smart. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. That's Lexi, what kind of farm did you make? Curious. I need to know. That's the kind of farm I need.
It's that was as soon as I found out I could grow hops, I was like, okay, all right, I got everything I need to make this.
I'm gonna make a wine farm.
Yeah, there you
Gonna
go.
make a wine and cheese farm. There you go. Um, I'm actually currently looking at like DoorDash because I don't want to leave to get food.
I don't
And,
think DoorDash people want to leave to go deliver food.
but they're willing to, so uh,
They need the money.
they need the money. Actually, so side story, I have played this. I play a game when I have people deliver food in this kind of weather.
Okay,
And it's called "What Car Do You Arrive In?"
all right.
And that will determine your tip. So
What?
like, I had this dude arrive in this big 4x4 truck, just 4-wheel drive. Like this truck, you could stack two of my cars on top of it; it still wouldn't be the same size. And I gave him $1 tip. Versus one time I had it delivered in a blizzard like this, and like it was like this 19-year-old kid who shows up in this Honda Civic, and I gave him a $15 tip.
Jesus.
Because, well, yeah, because like the worse the car is for the weather, the more I'm going to compensate you for your trouble.
I mean, sure.
Um, but yeah, so no, that it's a fun game to play. 'Cause
Okay.
it's like let's endanger the life of this person for money.
Brother.
20,
Anyway,
20. Let's see. I had someone deliver me food on his bicycle in the snow. He dropped my soda.
that would happen. Yeah.
Did you tip him still? Did you tip well? I'm curious. Also,
He
it
had
had
to
to
have
be
been in a bad
Postmates if it was
situation.
delivery by bicycle. I'm betting.
It had to be in a bad situation if he's like, yeah, I'm available to deliver
In the snow on a
in the snow on my
bicycle.
bike.
Yeah, I tipped well, but like, why?
Right?
Why
Yeah.
would
Don't go
why
out.
would
I'm
you be out
sorry.
in the snow in a bicycle on a bicycle? That
I have to imagine they just needed the money because
like
I don't see any other scenario.
you know that probably that would be my that'd be my bet.
Ugh, that
You
sucks.
know, like it's shitty to say, but you know, uh,
Anyway,
yeah. So all right,
what's the next game?
21 Counter Strike Global Offensive.
Uh, it has a very active esports scene going right now.
It's I mean yeah, it's Counter Strike.
It's
Yeah.
it's got to be up there.
20 Journey, great game. Yep.
That's another passive single player, but also has some multiplayer involved. You might
Whoa.
call it a social strand. A strand
I
game.
love how much this game has infected you.
I'm
It,
sorry, I can't. I'm gonna be thinking about that game for a good long while here. But Journey, I don't know if it's top 100. Well, no, top 100 definitely. Top 20
it's
seems
a little high.
a little high,
Like
but
that game for some people though is like a religious experience.
it's a cool ass game.
Yeah. Number 19, Overwatch.
Yep.
Yeah, that makes sense. Let's see. If Honeycam isn't number one, I'm gonna shoot up the place. All right, Polygon offices, you're on notice.
Okay, wait a minute, hang on.
We didn't say it.
I'm shutting this stream down.
We didn't say it. We didn't say shit. We don't endorse that. But I'm
Mm.
saying, she wants to. We're not responsible for what she does.
The place could be this place. This chat room. All right.
Just caps everyone who was in this involved in this stream.
Anyway,
18,
what's the next game?
18 Her Story.
Her Story, huh?
Yep.
That was a impactful game. I could see an argument for top 100 for sure. I didn't play it, so
Yeah, neither did I, so I can't really comment too much. I heard it was good.
it seems high, but
Number 17 should also probably be in the top 10.
okay.
Persona 4 Golden.
I mean, I think a lot of the impact of that game came from the original release.
Yeah, but I'm saying that game got popular with Golden.
Did it?
That's when a lot of people played Persona 4.
Yeah.
A lot more people I know played Golden.
Okay.
And like that, and also Golden added a bunch of stuff and like made it all HD, and yeah, there's a bunch of stuff that goes along with that release.
That is a good game.
Number 16, Nier Automata.
Yeah, deserved.
Yeah, that game's story is kind of horrifying when you think about it. You read that scene where all those robots are just trying to fuck. That in itself was weird. But then you find out why they're trying to emulate their creators.
Right.
But they don't know that's not how you reproduce.
Yep.
And then you have the whole Pasquale side story that's just sad. Yeah.
That game's cool in a lot of ways.
It's weird. Number 15, Everything. Literally, I've never even heard of this.
What?
It's called Everything.
Okay.
Yeah. Just
Does it say anything in the paragraph?
Here's an extraordinary game that, in the sense that literally, like nothing else in the world, it is a universe of being rather than doing, an intergalactic playpen of everything goes. In everything, I roam the land and the deep and the heavens and the microcosmos and everything, from a blobfish to a supernova, changing my form at will. In doing so, I'm assailed by philosophies about the nature of life and the universe. I am. Sorry. I'm invited to ponder my own sense of self and my place in the great scheme of existence. So.
That is a game I may check out. Looks interesting, but I've just never heard anyone talk about it.
It's weird. It's really weird.
Okay.
Alright, so 14, Super Mario 3D World.
Really?
Great game. Like, awesome Mario game, but out of the three you could pick, it does not seem like the obvious choice.
Is that also the one that was showcasing the use of 3D?
No,
in
that's
the 3DS?
that's 3D Land.
Okay.
I have
Weird.
that. This is the
3D
Wii U
World.
one. So I get this is the highest praise I can say of this game is Aaron, not Aaron, Ray and I when we broke that world record for streaming Mario games for 54 hours straight.
Yeah.
We played this game for about 45 of those hours, and afterwards I could still go back and play more of this game.
That's high praise.
And I was not sick of its music either.
Damn.
So,
Okay.
hell of a game.
Yeah.
13, Gone Home.
Yeah, it was certainly
Controversy, the video game.
yeah, but
A lot of people want to shit on this game for some reason. I don't know why.
it it was what we were talking about with what was it?
Virginia.
Virginia,
Yeah.
where it was like people got upset about it for no real reason and thus made everyone else kind of double down on it and like the neutral people, kind of be a little more favorable to it just because it's like, I don't know, it looks fine.
I liked it. I put it on my Game of the Year list that year. It had a great story, and yeah, like it says, Gone Home is good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
definitely think it needs to be on the top 100.
Yeah, it's just for influence, and then all the coming of age romance stuff with it, with the LGBTQ community.
And just what they do with the map and the items in it and
Mhm.
all that fun stuff.
Return of the Obra Dinn.
Yeah, recent release.
I haven't played it yet. Heard it's
Haven't played it myself,
Heard it's
but
awesome.
yeah.
11, PUBG.
Haha.
Yes, yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yes.
Obviously, top 100 level game for its influence, and it's just it's a fun game, man.
It is.
It's yeah.
It really is.
I know why it's here, but I don't like it. Number 10, Fortnite Battle Royale.
I love that they put them right next to each other.
Yeah, that I'll agree with. I just think they need to switch spots, maybe.
Well, so Fortnite, to its credit, did add the mechanic of building stuff, which is integral to that experience.
Yeah, and it's a more popular game.
It is by far a more popular game.
Even though PUBG is still always like top 5 on Steam.
There's a different style of battle royale. It's with Fortnite is a little closer, and you're building stuff. And what I like about PUBG is that the maps are, at least when I last played, really spread out. You could go for a while.
It's the third most popular game on Steam today.
It's a great game. You get time to yourself to get guns and get your armor and stuff, and you can get in a car. Like if you're far away from the circle, you've got time to gather all your stuff and then just travel. And then when you run into the one person, it's like a huge event.
My personal favorite is Apex, actually.
Oh, sure.
Out of all the battle royales, I like Apex and I like Black Ops 4.
Sure.
Fortnite is by far my least favorite. Actually, I don't enjoy it, and
I like the way Lexi phrases this.
I have two. I'll read both Alexa's comments here. PUBG is the only pop game I like. Blat.
Yep.
And then PUBG is a lot of running, so it's nice. Don't even have to shoot.
It's a lot of running. That's where I learned you always close the door behind you. You don't leave them open. You can't let people know.
Let's see. Is this a shooter game or a running simulator? Both.
It's also a driving simulator, which is nice. I don't get that in any of the games.
One of my favorite things to do in that game is find a house in the middle of the circle, hide in a bathroom with a shotgun, and wait for someone to open the door.
Man who speaks against camping in Call of Duty camps in Battlegrounds.
Very different games.
Very different games, and I'm not going to say I haven't done the same.
Yeah, no, like Call of Duty, the reason Call of Duty was always fun is like map flow. PUBG is fun because it's terrifying.
Exactly.
Number 9, Witcher 3. Not to my taste, but I get why it's here.
Yep, that's an impactful game for sure.
8, Dark Souls.
The Dark Souls games had to have an entry, and honestly, I would even put it higher, depending on
Like,
what comes after
the
this.
fact that I'm currently playing a Star Wars game that plays like Dark Souls
Yeah,
should tell you a lot of what you need to know.
there people are taking notes on the Dark Souls, uh, formula, especially since the Dark Souls group will not make like difficulty options for people who want to play the game, but it's too hard for them. That just opened up the market for a bunch of developers to be like, let's make a Dark Souls-esque game. Let's take some ideas from Dark Souls, put it into our game in a more accessible game, and get those players.
Yeah, and it works almost
It
every
works.
like this Star Wars game has been money.
Yeah.
So all right, number 7, PT.
So okay, so we're counting that as the demo, and I think it was cool as a phenomenon. It looked amazing at the time.
But number 7?
Number seven's a lot. I think it's number seven just because it created just this crazy ass buzz. It was just a weird thing in a world in the 21st century where we have the internet and everything seems like it's been investigated and we kind of understand how a lot of these things work. To have something like this that's just a mystery
Right.
uh,
And
was
then
really cool.
and then like but I mean like Fez did that too, and like at no point during this they talk about Fez.
Well, yeah, Fez was cool, but like PT was like everyone just kind of working together to figure it out. And like there were many games that did that, but I think one thing that also helped was the reveal was caught on stream. Uh, Someone found it, and yeah, that footage is out there now.
Yeah, okay. That I'll give you that. I will give you that.
Problem is, it also just like once the mystery was gone, and then the reveal was great. Norman Reedus and Silent Hills and Hideo Kojima and Guillermo del Toro, like that was a huge thing, and then it all died.
Yep, because of who it's owned by. Yep,
Yep.
yep.
So
Sad there, eh?
yeah,
Just kills me every time. Every single time I hear about it, just it hurts my soul. Um.
all right.
So number 6, League of Legends. Okay, so there's
Was
a
that
typo
this
here.
this
There's a
decade?
typo. It is. It came out in '09.
Okay.
But there's a typo here. So what they meant to write is Heroes of the Storm. So it's a better game.
Okay.
Um,
But yeah, that had a huge impact, and still like one of the top.
Best comment. I only play League for Misfortune's bouncing titties.
Everyone has their
Oh,
reasons,
oh Lord.
but League of Legends, it deserves to be on here. I tried League of Legends and I couldn't, you
Oh
know,
Lord.
but that's a game that needs to be in the top 10 for sure.
Yeah, it is very important for like no it is no doubt important for sure.
So, okay.
But yeah. Let's see what else do we have here. Number 5, Pokemon Go.
Yeah,
Uh, for 2 years, it changed the world.
like that summer of 2016
Like
was amazing.
that was a two like it's a bummer that the game is the way the game is now because like if the game released in the state it is now, I don't think it would ever died off.
Right.
Like straight up.
I mean, it's still going, but obviously it's not the craze it was.
No, absolutely
Not even close. And to be honest with you, I didn't think it was necessarily the greatest game.
No, absolutely not. I think that's um I think that's part of the uh
Lexi says Pokemon Go was life changing, which
it was for a brief period.
It you know to have that whole new experience of, especially since it was all Gen 1 Pokemon, to like be running out, and then there are people who are brand new to Pokemon asking what this fire Pokemon was and pointing at a silhouette of Magmar. I was like, I can tell you, I
I
can
can,
direct you where I can tell you where to go
I
here.
can tell you, kid.
I know this info. Step back this way.
Lord,
Uh,
let me lead you to the right direction.
yeah,
Uh,
that was really cool.
all right, so
And
yeah,
now we have a bunch of mobile games that are the Pokemon Go formula.
but nowhere near as interesting. Number four. I think it's great. Got me out of my house and had so many fun drunken adventures IRL. Yeah, I remember I was in between jobs for those 3 weeks. So I actually spent an entire day where a friend of mine and I walked around town with a battery bank. We started at my house, went all the way around town to Reno High and back on foot.
It did get you out walking for a bit.
Got
Uh,
got left 11 a.m. Came back at like 3 a.m.
oh God, you're not supposed to be out that late playing Pokemon Go.
Let's see, number three, but yeah, so number four, Kentucky Route Zero.
I don't know a lot about this game. I don't understand how it's a top 10 game of the decade.
Uh, okay, yeah, let's see. So, number three, Spelunky.
That was a big game.
Yep, weirdly high though.
Yeah.
Number two, Breath of the Wild. Yeah, okay.
Sure. Yep.
Yeah, just yeah. No, this one makes sense. As you
Yep.
can, and I say this as a Zelda shill, obviously,
Well,
but
right. But
but
I don't know.
like,
You don't really have to do much.
but like, man, this game just like I have. It's been so long, so like up until that release till now, it's like it's so weird that this game has so many different ways you could play it.
Sure.
Like the fact that like everyone I talked to when we'd approach a puzzle, they had a different solution.
That's cool.
Like which is so weird. Like one of my favorites is this one where it's like this rotating block, and you have to light all the torches, but always one of these torches is getting wet. And I'm like, how the hell am I supposed to do this? But then I was like, huh, I have a fire sword.
Mm-hmm.
And I just threw my giant flaming sword at each of the torches till it lit all of them.
Yep.
And I'm just
It's the
like,
way you can do it.
and I'm like, this is obviously not the intended solution for this, but it worked.
Yeah.
And number
Man.
one, Minecraft.
Yep.
Yeah, makes sense. I
Yep.
don't I
That was
don't
going to be
enjoy
here.
it. I'm not a Minecraft guy,
The
but
reason Fortnite is what it is it took Minecraft and combined it with Battlegrounds.
yep. Best anime of the decade.
Okay, wait a minute. Let's not.
I'm just gonna. Oh, they don't order these though.
Oh, okay. Well then, whatever.
Well, yeah. Like, what the hell?
There's no stakes then.
No, no, no. Yeah, like, I'll look through the list if there's any ones that stand out to me. I really like Wotakoi and JoJo.
Sure.
If you're really good for a good rom com anime, everyone, Wotakoi is quite good. One Punch Man.
Yep.
Um,
It's My Hero Academia.
yeah, oh yeah, it's on there. But it's just like My Hero Academia is a very good show that I've barely watched any of, and I really need to get into. All right.
Bronson. I'm just going to tell you right now. Let's not acknowledge that Hunipop did not show up on this list. We're just going to ignore it and we're going to move on.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
So.
Lexi, that's a lie. Your favorite's Dragon Ball. I've been in your stream. And you know what? I understand, because my favorite is Dragon Ball 2. Because I have stuff like this.
Yep. Yep. Very good. Looks good.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to watch more anime.
Anime.
I watched Megalobox, which was really good.
Yeah, I know you're about to get to Stardust Crusaders in JoJo, right?
I just finished part 2 of JoJo, so we're going to be starting part 3 sometime soon here.
Uh-huh.
So I'm working my way through that, and then I want to find another anime to start up.
The English dub of Dragon Ball Super.
Well, okay, so I finished the saga with the guy that's turning evil, and like the world ended until it didn't.
Okay, Goku Black. Yeah.
Yes, Goku Black. I finished the Goku Black.
Okay, cool.
saga.
You're about to get the best arc. Great.
Okay, so like just the stakes got raised like so high with that last one that one ended. It was like, oh, okay.
Okay, so well, the next one stakes are literally the entire universe.
Great, cool.
So
All right.
I'm gonna give you the concept. Was Rhyme World on that list at all? No, it was not.
Is it a Rim World?
Rim World, sorry. At least I don't
No,
think
it was
so.
not on that list.
But no, back to what I was saying though. Let me tell you the premise of this next arc.
Okay.
You know that thing where Goku's like, you should do a tournament with all the universes.
Yes.
So the two little Zenos, because now there's two of them,
Yeah.
go, yeah, we should do that. We're gonna take all the universes who aren't up to par, which is I believe 10 of them, 10 or 12. And we're going to put them in a Battle Royale tournament. Not a regular tournament, a Battle Royale. It's a tournament of power.
Okay.
And whoever wins, whatever team wins, their universe gets to live.
Great.
Yep.
This sounds wonderful and sounds like nothing bad is going to happen.
Honestly, it is arguably one of my top 3 favorite arcs in all of Dragon Ball. There's
Great.
so much fan service.
Good.
Everyone on the team gets a moment.
All right. I don't want to hear anymore. I need to.
All right.
I need to watch it.
If you want, I will link you to the English dub. It's so good.
Oh, I should watch the English dub.
Yeah.
I watched the Super from the beginning up till now in Japanese, and I missed the voice actors.
Yeah, bro. The English dub exists. It's out.
Is it? I've been watching on Crunchyroll.
Okay, yeah. This is on Funimation or through. I have legal download that I can send you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's
all right.
That's top 100.
That's the list. And it's that one's weird.
God awful list. I'm glad.
I wonder how many people were involved in that.
They have a pretty big staff. There
has to be a huge staff that was trying to make this work. So
who are they owned by again? They're owned by Vox.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, no,
Sure.
They have big staff. They used to list their entire staff on their page, but now they don't anymore.
You're right, Lexi. That did take forever because, goddamn,
yeah,
it was a slow news week. All right.
Look, we need to fill our entire time slot, okay?
And to be honest, it's fun.
Yeah,
we can't do this every week, of course, but you know.
Of course not. So we're gonna do what we've been playing, and then we're gonna wrap up.
Yep. Which I don't know about you, I haven't had a chance to do too much.
Same. The Thanksgiving, I had a bunch of overtime this week, and then the Thanksgiving week itself was slammed as hell. So I did get up to starting Pokemon.
Okay.
It's Pokemon. It's pretty much more the same. There's one thing I really like so far that's different. One thing I really dislike that's different.
Okay.
The thing I dislike is when you transfer between zones, there's now a load time.
Yep.
That sucks.
Yep.
That really sucks, especially because we're still on cartridge.
Right.
Makes no fucking sense. Game Freak, get it together.
I think it's just part of the transition that they're still getting used to.
And then the other one that I'm still currently... sorry. The other thing I really do like is in the wild Pokemon areas, you can find Pokemon that are higher level than you and capture them.
Or try.
Or succeed. I've found... Now, I don't go way above my level, but I've gone 5 levels above, and been like, I'm gonna catch this boy.
Yeah.
And I ended up with a Growlithe that's 5 levels above, a Hoot Hoot that's 5 levels above.
As long as it's within like your level limit,
Mm-hmm.
that's allowed by your badge, like
Yeah,
yeah, you
which
can go for it.
which I'm about to do. That gym theme is fire.
Hmm.
I just walked into the first gym before saving.
Yeah,
Um, Played a little more Fallen Order. It's
which I did too. Yeah,
Yeah, that game still pops. How far are you? Where did you get?
not far. I just got out of the little tower. Um, you remember we were talking about? You watched it
Oh, okay. So
with
you're
the
still
hole.
okay. You're still at that point.
Yes.
So you just got out of Bogano.
Yeah, and then I got pushed off a ledge by a monster, and now I'm somewhere trying to get back to my ship.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, no, dude. It's yeah, you are not at the crazy shit that happens in that game yet.
No, no. So far, this has been kind of standard,
Yeah. So.
Dark Souls-ish, but not
Mm-hmm. I do like that you do get a dual bladed lightsaber later in that game.
cool.
Man, both those Kashyyyk levels are crazy.
Okay.
And then also the boss fights with the Inquisitors are sick as hell.
I'm excited. I
Um,
I, I want to see that stuff.
yeah. It's. I want to finish it to confirm if it's going to be one of my top games of the year, but like it's really trending that way.
It's not the longest game, right?
No, from what I'm seeing, depending on how much you're into backtracking and how lost you get and whatnot, it's anywhere from 16 to 20 hours.
Okay.
I know that I'm making really good pace. I'm a little over 2/3 of the way through it, and where am I at? Let's see, I'm 2/3 of the way through it, and note that 2 of my hours were wasted because of that damn restart I had to do
Yeah.
because of moving my EA account.
Ugh.
Yeah, I'm 8 hours in, and I'm 2/3 of the way through it.
Yeah.
But I'm not going out of my way to do side stuff or mess around with stuff like that. I'm literally just doing a straight story shot unless like the beaten path is not that far away from the main stuff.
Right.
Still debating if I want to pick up Disco Elysium on sale.
Yeah. It
That's
looks like a cool game. It's just a lot of reading.
Yeah, I like reading.
Reading's cool.
Uh,
Reading's cool.
Stay in school, kids.
Yeah.
Um,
So you can play video games, apparently.
I mean, really, that is a good reason.
That is a good reason.
That's how I'm gonna pitch to my kids. Look, you can't enjoy.
You can't enjoy Banjo-Kazooie without reading.
You can't enjoy
Sorry.
Final Fantasy VII without. Final Fantasy VII is actually one of the reasons that I am literate.
I mean, yeah, no, video games have helped. I know Pokemon helped.
Oh yeah, Pokemon helped big time.
Yeah.
Uh, Pokemon helped in a big way. So, yeah, I think that's we did Pokemon, did Jedi Fallen Order. It's about
I jumped
it.
back into Death Stranding a little bit, and it's post game Death Stranding is more Death Stranding. I will find as you level up, each base, you'll get access to certain little perks, and there's things to level up and roads to still build and things like that. But it hasn't been anything big enough to be worthy of talking about any more than what it's been. So,
Right on.
and that's about it.
Right on. All right. Well,
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else I put time into as far as games are concerned this week. I did the Pokemans. I did Star Wars, and yeah, that was kind of it. And like I said, a couple rounds of Destiny, and I had a good time.
Yep.
All right, y'all. I think this was a good run.
This is our first live streamed podcast. I think it went great.
Yeah, it went well. Lexi, thank you, and
Thank you to everyone in the chat who has been in the chat. It's been great talking with you guys and interacting with you guys while we do this.
Yep.
Yeah.
Lexi, thank you for showing up. Thank you for
Yep.
bringing your homies. Always appreciated. We're for our first live show, definitely did well. Big fan. Can't
And
wait.
we'll be coming back with more, and we'll be expanding on this channel a little bit more in the coming weeks.
If you want to if you want to watch any of our fully recorded podcasts like this, you can do so at Super Gamecraft on YouTube. Anyone have any questions, comments, or concerns before we dip it out?
While they're doing that, we're on Instagram at Super Gamecraft. We're going to have Twitter up here soon, and then we're working on a streaming schedule. We haven't quite figured out what we're doing there yet, but you'll see us appearing randomly, I'm sure.
And next time I'll have the alerts working.
Yes, maybe. Who knows?
Unless I forget again. Let's see. This is why you need chat commands so I can easily link stuff in chat. Okay, so that's what chat commands are.
We don't know. This is our first live stream. This is not your first live stream, but this is our first live stream with this channel, getting all this stuff together.
Yeah,
so.
And then on the previous channel, we didn't really.
It was more just playing your games and then just kind of chatting stuff. Oh, I see what they're saying. Exclamation point Twitter, exclamation point YouTube. Got it.
Gotcha. Okay.
We got to figure that out. So.
Yeah. Anyway.
But thank you guys. Thank you for all the help, and thank you for making comments on that freaking list.
Yeah. See y'all next Sunday morning at 10:30ish.
Yes.
Give him time, Lexi. It's only episode 2. All right. Bye, guys.
All right. See ya.